Pack up your babies and grab your old ladies. It's time for beer, blades, and bushcraft. Oh, did I do that? That was supposed to go past the. I don't know, whatever he's worried about at the beginning of his live stream. But anyway, that was supposed to go past the thing that he usually does. So welcome to this, guys. Jess is a little late because he's busy with something, but she'll be here soon to explain to us the meaning behind tonight's live stream. Music in the outdoors. I'm not sure exactly what he was thinking when he was talking about music in the outdoors. I guess anything from listening to music while you're outdoors to, let's say, doing an outdoors segment in a video and playing music over it. I sometimes get grief for putting music over. Oh, there he is. Over hiking segments and stuff like that.
Hey, hi all. I will try not to lose my voice. So yeah, I see Russell's already started us off. What I wanted to talk about tonight. Oh, hey there, friendlies. How's up? I was thinking about this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I played a lot of music, like 32 hours worth. Because I'm in a Celtic band, and as such, the St. Patrick's Week slaughter is where we get the money to buy other instruments, or in my case, a computer. But it's something that I think about a lot, in that I wonder if the kind of music that I play or listen to a lot of, which is like Celtic and folk and stuff. I mean, I listen to a lot of things, but there's a lot of Celtic and folk in my collection. And I wonder how much of that would be related to the fact that I like the outdoors. And like in a folk festival sense, there's a real connection between the forest and the music. There's a lot of singing about maybe hugging trees if you go back far enough. But like, and that sort of shows up whenever I have B-roll and I've got music over my B-roll, which I haven't done in a long time. But Tyler Wood Bushcraft is in the house. Nice to see you. And I got a super sticker. Maybe Russell got the super sticker because he's doing a better job than I am or something. But like, not all outdoorsy channels use the same kind of music I do. And Russell, I mean, it's an off-grid channel or whatever, but I mean, his music is very eclectic, but very sort of I don't know. Like, how would you describe your musical taste, Russell?
Well, you know what? I have a subscription to Epidemic Sound, and I'm looking for moods often,
Yeah.
and a lot of songs aren't categorized properly. But I'm looking for sentimental, or relaxing, or mesmerizing, or hypnotic, or stuff like that. Stuff easy listening kind of stuff generally, but. And then sometimes I hit the acoustic stuff, like a solo acoustic, or maybe like a duo or a trio acoustic group, because that sounds kind of cool at times too.
Yeah, and I don't have an Epidemic. I have some other service, the name of which escapes me right now. But it's like the budget Epidemic Sound. I think it's like $100 a year or something.
Yeah.
And it also does moods and stuff. But like, I keep thinking about how the music in a Ray Mears video is one thing. Sometimes it's quite anthemic. Sometimes it's quite atmospheric, but it always sort of fits with the scenery of, campfire, forest, Serengeti. But like, the music you get on a well done video where it's a bunch of guys on like downhill bikes dropping, doing epic drops and stuff, there's going to be usually like a thrash or punk kind of soundtrack to that. And it changes the entire character of, they're surrounded by woods and everything, but like they're cutting to this faster music, and it's like, it's more of a sports video than a forest video, and at the end of the day, I've been next to campsites where there's been a bunch of, the backwards baseball hat types playing, metal, on blaring metal on the whatever kind of boombox they have. So obviously, not everyone feels the same connection between like acoustic music and the outdoors as I do. So I just thought it'd be interesting to get your opinion and like the people in the
Okay.
side chat.
Well, I wonder if like because we're talking about two different things. When I put music in a video, I'm trying to create an empathetic response, right?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to create the empathetic response I want. I'm not playing really happy music while I don't know. I'm never playing rap because that's not the kind of empathetic response I want. But if you're going out into the wilderness and you're taking some music with you, of course you're going to take the music that you want to listen to while you're out in the bush. If that's heavy metal, then that's on you, kind of thing, right?
I guess you know, like you go into a campsite anywhere in North America, and somewhere somebody's got an acoustic guitar out. You know,
Yeah.
somewhere there might be someone with like an acoustic ukulele or something. And you know, it's just, I guess to me, yeah, the acoustic, the sound, the musical sound of the forest. Like if you're not just talking about the symphony of the forest, you know, it's the acoustic guitar. You know, to some guys maybe it's the bongos or something, but or djembe. But
Well, the guitar is an amazing instrument. It's one of those few things that you don't need to plug in anywhere. You don't need anything special. You've got your guitar, you can play it anywhere, but it's so versatile, right? Like a piano is
yeah,
so versatile in the music you can play, but you can't haul a piano anywhere.
no, no, or the type of piano that you can haul kind of requires a plug in the wall. You know,
Yeah. Synthesizer or just
yeah,
electric
just a
piano.
keyboard, electric, yeah. I would like to point out what Tyler Wood just said here. I play Screamo while bird watching. That's really weird. We got a good crew in here. We got Campbell off grid, got Sharon Q, Fox in the house. How's it going, Cliff? Marcus is here. Did you already say hi to everyone?
I did not. No,
Charles is back.
I wasn't on screen a minute before you joined in.
Oh, I was sure I was going to be late. Absolutely. I'm just taking a look. Lipstick Lodge. How's it going, Linda? Nice group of people in this side chat here. David Evans is here. Shawnee, hey, Shawnee, did you receive my shipment? I lost the paper with the tracking on it, so I hope the hell you got it. Shawnee says, I bet it felt amazing to play with the band again. Yeah, it was good to be back at it. Absolutely. Nice. Simon, salut Simon. Comment va, monsieur? Grace, hi. Oh, Sharon, they fired their contractor. Interesting. Boom. Acoustic guitar by the campfire. My dad always played for hours. My dad too. My dad has several acoustic guitars. He, you know, back in the 60s, he was in a band. They played Expo 67 and stuff. So he's just played music for my entire life. And so he's always gotten a guitar somewhere around. And yeah, he'd bring one camping as well. And maybe that's sort of part of where I make it sound like I'm a folkie. I mean, I'm not. I don't only listen to like acoustic music. It's just it's a big sort of thing for me in terms of.
We're talking about outdoors music.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
So.
But I'm also someone who doesn't tend to bring music if I go camping by myself. You know, I don't want to hear, you know, the Doors or whatever. I like the sound of the forest.
So that's a different kind of music, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Although I tell you what, there at different times of year you get different kinds of music from the forest. And I always think it's funny, like in the wintertime, I'll go on a hike and I'll put music to that hike, and people say, "Oh, I want to hear the natural sounds." I'm like, "Of what? Winter? There's nothing. there's wind, and there's crunching of snow, and that gets old real fast."
Yeah, it reminds me of some of those old like art house films, where it's like someone crossing the tundra, and like it's a shaky camera, and you hear like the rub of the
Yeah.
guy's stuff, and it's all about yeah, Tyler. Oh, I forgot to bring whiskey. I brought a Glencairn, but I forgot to bring whiskey. I brought beer. You want to see
Oh,
what I
you
got?
do. Yeah.
This is a maple beer because, of course, it is. It's called désirable, which means desirable, but it's also désirable, which is maples. Some maples. The maples. Maples. Anyways. And it really does taste like maple syrup. This is by Microbrasserie Le Grimoire in Granby, Quebec. And it's even like designed like the maple syrup cans from here. Like the cans that everyone just slaps their logo onto. So it's
Nice.
pretty tasty. Sharon says, I love a windy day, just listening to the trees talk. Yeah, and I do too. I do like to up there. Campbell off grid says waves breaking on the shoreline, white noise. These are all sounds I love. I don't usually bring an instrument either. Like I don't usually bring a guitar. If we're going camping with a group, then I might bring something, because I know that to a certain extent my enjoyment of the sounds of nature is going to be hampered anyway. Hike with Mike says that there's always lots of natural music in the swamps, which I'm sure is true. I have never been in the kind of swamp that Hike with Mike is used to on the daily. Well, on the daily, you know what I'm saying, Hike? Mike. Jeff B in the house. How's it going? Welcome to the side chat. Welcome to the live stream. So yeah, it's like I see this thing I want to talk about as a very open-ended subject, because you know, if you got 3 outdoorsmen, you're gonna have like 4 opinions on this, right? But like, okay, so how often do you play music, Russell? Like when you're just kicking around the house?
Not very. I'll put on some music when I first get up, like while I'm making breakfast, kind of thing, because it kind of sets the day off. But otherwise, like if it's funny because if I'm working on a project here in the cabin, and people will say, "Oh, don't you listen to music while you're doing that?" And I say, "No, it's distracting. I can't focus." I'm one of those people.
Yeah, I'm someone who used to play music all the time in my house. Like I'd be painting or blah blah blah, and there was always like tunes on. And I don't play music that often anymore, except if I'm driving somewhere. And even then, more often than not, it's like some podcasts or something, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, like my dad's always got music playing. So I don't know. I feel that because I play music by standing on stage and, you know, plucking at strings, maybe there's a bit of a work aspect to music or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know why I don't play music at all that much anymore.
I find sometimes if I do play music while I'm doing something, I don't hear the music. It's like one of those things. It's funny because I can play a video. I can put on a movie on the TV and then work, and every once in a while I'll glance over and chuckle at whatever's going on. But if it's music, I don't hear it. It's so weird.
Cliff says, I personally feel music while camping sort of defeats the purpose of getting out there away from the hustle and bustle of city life. And I definitely respect that opinion. I think it echoes mine quite closely.
You don't want to get out in the wilderness and listen to Margaritaville or something? Yeah.
No, again, to Margaritaville. Or Highway to Hell.
Yeah.
But you know what? That actually brings something up. When I've been in a campsite and there's been something like Highway to Hell or something, you know, roaring on somebody's sound system, it's almost never like a solo guy or a couple. It's always like a group. So you know how I said that I won't really bring an instrument unless we're going to be with a group. So I'm not going to get the interaction with the woods that I want. Maybe it's the same thing for those people.
Well, I think if it's a group of people, then they're having a party.
Yeah,
they're having a party in the wilderness instead of in some somebody's basement.
Yeah, they're not communing with nature. The nature is just the backdrop for their party.
The backdrop. And there's fire, and then people run and jump over the fire.
Right. Well, yeah, because who doesn't jump over a fire every now and again? David Evans says, I walk around the house with headphones on listening to a variety of music. Yeah. Yeah, I listen to a variety of music when I'm listening to music too. But as I said, it's really often when we're in the car. And my daughter has a very she has a different set of tastes than I do. Although she's got an interesting musical sort of lens. She thinks that in the song 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover by Paul Simon, that the verse is musically interesting, but the chorus is boring. And I think that that is an interesting take. Because I kind of, as a bass player, I kind of agree. But as someone who just likes listening to the music, I think she's sick and wrong. Sick and wrong.
That's funny. A really simple chorus can sound amazing.
Yeah. Sometimes simplicity is where it needs to be.
Unless it's the Rolling Stones, in which case they just suck.
David says they get serenaded by others from across the lake, especially on a long weekend. Man, I hope my voice holds out.
Hey, you forgot to say your time shifted thing.
Oh, I forgot to do all my housekeeping. Sorry. Okay, yes, back to the housekeeping.
I was getting there on my own, but you showed up, and I was like, okay, he's got this.
All right. Well, and then I didn't have it. God, Jess, come on. In terms of the housekeeping, I would like to say that if you are in fact listening to us time shifted to tomorrow or next week or next month, I very much appreciate your eyes and your ears. Even when you can't have the conversation in the side chat like we are tonight, the fact that you're watching means a lot to me. If at any point tonight you really like what you're hearing or seeing, you can throw down a smiley thumb right below the screen. If you really kind of don't like what you're hearing or seeing, then please leave me a frowny thumb before you take off. Oh, and if you really want to support the channel, there's a join button there. Click on it and you'll see what the options are. Phew. I just made it before my coughing my coughing fit. Simon is out. All right. Tyler says he brings a harmonica every now and again, but that's it. It's a good classic choice. Charles and Ian W say they hear the TV or music while I'm working around the house. I don't like having the TV on if I can avoid it. Unless I'm sitting down to watch something. I don't like having the TV as the background noise. My wife was brought up with the TV on, like in the background all day. And so she's okay with it, but I didn't grow up that way. I grew up in a house where the TV came on very specifically when we were going to watch something. Like after school, I'd watch the Transformers or something, but the TV was not on a lot otherwise. So for me, I would much rather be listening to either podcasts or like the radio or something.
See, that's interesting because I was exactly the opposite. Like in our house when I was a kid, there's a radio on top of the fridge. It was on whenever somebody's home. It was on. All the time.
In my house, the radio was off and on. Yeah, but not the TV. In fact, a lot of my earliest memories have familiar voices from the CBC sort of happening in the background. Yeah. Hike with Mike says, since I was a singer, I do like to sing when I'm alone in the woods. It saved me from a bear once. That is enough reason to sing for me. Absolutely. Hey, look who's here. Peanut Trucker. How's it going, mister?
Chris.
I don't think Peanut Trucker Chris has ever been on my live stream before.
I put the link in the Discord. Hey, by the way, did you see the thumbnail I did for tonight?
No. No, I like ran to get on like in
That's
time.
it. You can see it in Discord if you're looking quick.
I shall look.
Look at the donations coming in here. Cliff with $10.
Wow.
Yeah, Cliff.
Thanks, Cliff.
David, 20 for computer or drone fun.
Nice. It'll be computer fun first. Drone is definitely. I got to get that one past the wife, but oh, nice.
There's Mark
Nice
Campbell.
thumbnail. Oh yeah, there he is. Um.
Oh, if you're buying a Mac, then I'm taking money back that I've given you.
Hey, there's Robin. Robin says, in fact, those of you who've been watching me for a long time will recognize him from a few videos back in the day, way before the COVID times kept us from each other. I think listening to music used to be a communal activity, or at least an open space activity. It's become a private earbuds experience. I think that makes a lot of sense. Music used to be very communal. I mean, that's the whole idea of the troubadours, right? Or what's the other word for a troubadour? The bards and stuff like that. I mean, bards also did, they also did storytelling and stuff, but music was just storytelling with notes, right? There was, at one point, there was no way to record music, so it was by definition an ephemeral thing that happened in a large room full of people, like at fight parties and stuff, or at the inn there'd be someone playing a lute in the corner, and then I mean even big symphonies and stuff at one point were ephemeral, man. You'd hear it once or twice in your life because there were no recordings. And sometimes I wish I could hear a recording from like of some big piece from like 1795 or something, just to see if like like people who are real music geeks comment a lot about how the tuner right now at the 440 hertz, it used to be at like 432 or something. And I would love to know how different that would make the music sound, but that's really freaking geeky, so I'm just gonna move right along.
Wouldn't that just move everything down like a half tone, or not even a half tone, just a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit. I hear rumors that a lot of Central European orchestras still do whatever the other one is.
Would anybody even notice? Like, you go to a concert, or you sit there going, "Oh, here, let me pull up my 440 tuning fork." Ding.
I might not, because I have relative pitch instead of perfect pitch.
Yeah, me too.
But someone with perfect pitch, they'd be able to tell. Absolutely.
I wish I had perfect pitch. That'd be awesome.
You know what? I thought I did too, because it would make me sing better. But my guitarist has perfect pitch, and when a song comes on that's just a little bit off, he cannot listen to it. Drives him right round the twist. So I don't know. How far behind am I in the comments?
I don't know where you are in the comments.
Linda saying I don't own a TV. Mark says I've lost so many harmonicas to ponds and lakes all over.
Linda, start a fund for your TV.
Yeah, for a TV. Campbell Off Grid is asking about the hand. No longer swollen, thank you. The pain is almost gone.
From playing the bass guitar.
It's not even from playing the bass, it's from playing the boron, that drum that I play.
Oh
yeah, it's
okay. From playing a musical instrument, then that's like.
Yeah, I didn't have an accident. I had a lot of music. Off topic, but when you're going out for an overnighter, actually that's not off topic, because I mean it's related to like how I see the sound of the forest as all the music I need most times. I'm not sure yet. I'm seeing how, I mean, the world is just opening up, so I have to see what my year looks like. Also, my band is picking up, so there's a bunch of weekends that are being sort of torn out of my grasp, and turned into music weekends. But I'm gonna go. Charles says that music's always playing somewhere outside in the Philippines. Karaoke is huge here. Yeah, I've been to a whole lot of Filipino birthday parties and stuff, and I have never been to one where someone doesn't bring out a karaoke machine. In fact, at one point, I didn't realize you could have a personal karaoke machine. I thought it was something that just happened in bars. And they came out with this thing, and they were singing all these ballads and stuff. And I was like, "What is that machine?" I mean, now I know better. But I have a friend who lives in Brazil. Very similar. There's always music playing somewhere. I think. Hey, look who's here.
Skip. Hey, Skip.
Go on, Skip.
I'd like to know why, a room full of Filipino women know every Western song better than I do. Every single one.
Seems like culturally there's a real musicality there as well, and so I'm wondering if it's just that music just plays a bigger part
And
there.
it's like all the accents disappear.
Yep.
just
want to say hi, Tim.
that.
Hi, Tim. So thank you to Cliff and David Evans and Campbell Off Grid for the super chats. That will definitely go towards me getting a better editing machine.
PC.
A better editing machine. I have a PC, and I'm not going to get rid of it. Because, I mean, if I get rid of it, then you and I can't play Left 4 Dead. Right?
What?
Tyler, I'm camping this Friday and Saturday nights with friends, so that'll be different. Okay, so Grace, if you're going with friends, is there going to be music involved in that? Like, does someone bring a little radio, or do you guys play instruments or something? Because I want to know if, like, what we're talking about, how a group dynamic more often includes a radio. I want to know if that's true in your experience as well. Like, I don't even sing in the woods. Although now with what Hike with Mike said about it saving him from a bear, I shall begin. Maybe I'll just bring a boron with me. The whole way.
Doesn't that get a little tiring?
Yeah, it sure would.
After an hour, you're like, "Come on, bear! I'm not doing this for
Come on now." Yeah. Mike says, "My mom always had the radio on when I was a kid, having breakfast and getting the news and the music." Yeah, when I was growing up, we always had the radio on as well. I think that
local ads,
the local ads, the local news, because so many of us get our news here now, I think that's really changed things. But when I'm alone in the house, sometimes I'll put the radio on. If I'm not listening to anything, or if I don't have, I spend so much time trying to keep up on all y'all's YouTubes, because it's only fair, because, you guys watch me, that it sort of eats into my radio time. Like, if I'm washing dishes, I'm making supper, I'm like anything, I'm doing laundry, I have some YouTubes on. We both clicked at the same time, so just taking a look. Yeah, Grace, Tyler Wood is asking where you're going. You guys don't live near each other. Tyler, I don't remember what state you're in. I don't think you're in Pennsylvania. Or Michigan, maybe? I don't remember. Cliff says, "Sorry, I can't really drop too much. Going to be forced to purchase a new car soon, after which it'll be poor for a few years." Man, I am way overdue for a new car. When I recycled my old one, I thought it was just going to be like a year without one, but
you were 7 minutes behind.
I'm 7 minutes behind. Oh crap. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll just Wilderness Canoe Association. So you guys know this is an after party for canoe hounds. Yes, I kind of do. What we're talking about.
Wait, sorry. Is Wilderness Canoe been here before, or Dennis mentioned this live stream before he went off?
I think Wilderness Canoe has been on once, but I'm not entirely sure. It might be someone with a very similar name. But yeah, Wilderness Canoe Association, where I'm a little chill because I'm not feeling so great. And what we're talking about right now is music in the outdoors. Like, if people like to bring music with them when they go camping, either solo or in groups, If they, if they're paddling along with a radio on, or if they like to just listen to what I call the symphony of the forest, just the sounds of the outdoors. I myself tend to be on the sounds of the outdoors rather than packing tunes along. But
It really depends on the time of year as well. Like we here in like I think right around June the frogs start coming out, and then it's like all night long. And there's like I don't know, there's like 10 different types of frogs around the pond, and one group of frogs will start going to do their song, and then they'll quiet down. And a little later, another group of frogs doing a completely different sound for a while, and then they quiet down. It kind of almost like the wave, they're doing the wave around the pond. So we leave the windows open and listen to that. It's amazing.
Loud, I imagine.
Not too loud. I mean, probably be louder if we were closer to the pond, but it is fairly loud, but not loud enough to wake you up, kind of thing.
Man, there's one tiny little frog. I don't remember what it's called. But man, they're freakishly loud. Like,
you're not thinking of peepers, right?
I don't know what they're called. I don't know what any of these animals are called in English, dude.
Frogs.
Grenouille. But I mean, I don't know what species they are or anything, or what not species.
I don't either. I mean, there's peepers out here. There's bullfrogs. There are leopard frogs. Other than that, I have no idea.
Oh man, I am so far behind in the chat. Sorry, I'm just gonna. Hey, I see Sean in Alaska's with us. Nice. How's it going, Mister?
We got 29 people watching.
How many thumbs ups do I have?
They came for the Jess. They stayed for the Russell.
Wait a minute. It's not very nice, Mister.
No, well they.
Okay, so 20 thumbs ups and 28 watching. Nice. Hold on. Long's question. Now that I have more time after work, hopefully soon. Been wanting to do some smash burgers. What the hell is a smash burger? Do you know what that is?
I loosely do.
What's a smash burger?
I can't think exactly how. It's a burger, but I can't remember exactly how they're made.
Oh my land! Paul's here. Hi, Paul Bakima. For any of you who don't know, Paul Bakima's got a channel where he does a lot of MRE and IMP tasting. I'm just gonna jump to the bottom here because I am just really far behind. I see Ali G's here. Nice. How's it going? Paul says
Carol L is here. Ali G is here. Sorry, I had to throw those guys in there.
Yeah, no, keep throwing them in because I'm missing everything.
Natasha's here.
I just wanted to say that I loved Golden Ears Provincial Park when I was growing up. We camped there and Manning Park a lot. So Paul, I mean it's essentially car camping, but still, car camping in BC is better than car camping anywhere else as far as anywhere that I've been.
Is that you do that on a blacktop then? You must, or I guess you could do that in a frying pan, like a cast iron pan.
Yeah, I use cast iron for my my burgers. Oh, check that out! Some of the best shows I've seen were actually performed with ukuleles on lakeside campsites. Definitely easier to pack a ukulele along than
cello.
Than this.
Well, it's actually
this is really long.
Here's an interesting question for you. It's not that hard to pack a violin, but would you?
Russell froze at exactly the wrong time. To answer the question, I think Russell was asking. Do you think he's going to come back? Oh, he is back. Hey.
Yep, my internet must have been switching satellites. Did you hear my question?
All I got to was a fiddle's pretty small.
Yeah. So the question is, would you like to sit around a campsite listening to a violin, or would you like to sit around a campsite listening to a guitar?
Well, with the band I'm in, you get both, right?
Okay,
I
and
prefer
I
the
think
guitar because I prefer the guitar because it doesn't. Oh man, how do I say this political? Um,
uh,
a fiddle can get really loud really easily, like without even trying. Whereas you can play guitar kind of soft,
oh,
which means that the guitar, by definition, kind of at the end of the night, you can just be, picking, finger picking out some cool little guitar jigs or something, and it's not going to be like punching you in the ear. Whereas with the fiddle, it's or the violin,
I get
um,
well, I got a
it's
different answer for you.
sure.
See, I would say you can't really play. I mean, you could, but you can't really play. Take me home, country roads on a violin, whereas you can on a guitar. You can play all the golden oldies on a guitar, and you can sing along. You can slap your leg along. But if somebody starts playing it on a violin, it doesn't really work the same. On the other hand, if
Yeah,
you want to sit around all night listening to, some classical bits, beautiful music, right?
yeah. Um, yeah, for what you're talking about, like country roads, which by the way we play. Um, you can't just do it with the fiddle. You're right. You have to have the guitar there as well. But if someone's playing an aria, no, arias are vocal. If someone's playing like something classical, then they can kind of carry the night. But for
Yeah.
any of sort of the pop rock hits, the Celtic stuff, um, you need to have a guitar accompaniment. Absolutely.
Well,
Um,
I would say like sitting around a campsite. Well, and again, we're back to like provoking emotions. Getting an empathetic response. What are you going to get it with? Playing the golden oldies. It's going to hit right in the nostalgia feels for most people.
you know, um, I want to point out something that Wilderness Canoe Association said, and then I want to answer that with, not answer that, but riff off of what you just said. Spring
Riff.
peepers are great. That must be what I'm thinking about. Then they're tiny, tiny, and kind of big in voice.
All right, I got this.
Okay. Um, what you said about the golden oldies sort of hitting right in the nostalgia. It's amazing how standing on stage in an Irish pub. Okay. Um, we can play a bunch of great sort of Celtic fiddle tunes and stuff, and people are up and dancing and blah blah blah. But if we play Sweet Caroline, Brown Eyed Girl, um, Country Roads, anything like that, and suddenly people who weren't even dancing are like bellowing along, and some of these kids are
Yeah.
like 20, but everyone has grown up with those songs, right? Everyone has grown up with Sweet Caroline. Everyone has grown up with Mary, maybe not Mary Ellen Carter, but like, who the hell hasn't heard Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald?
Yep.
And so
Margaritaville or
Margaritaville, have you ever seen The Rain?
yeah.
These are songs that like they're not necessarily great to play, but the first chord gets the entire room to go boom, and that makes them
What's
great to play.
there's a term for that where you hit the widest possible demographic in the audience.
Yeah, I call that the win. It looks like everyone knew what a smash burger was but me. I mean, here's Paul saying Google it. And Sean says they smash them on a flat grill, and then this just shows me that I'm really late again. Hey, Kelly Simmons, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream in the side chat. Yeah, everyone knows what a smash burger is. Crumbs. Now I feel like I'm missing something.
Probably not. I gotta tell this. I gotta tell this story. I have a stepbrother who wonderful on a guitar, great singing voice. He's the guy who brings out his guitar every get together, and he's just wonderful to listen to. He's awesome. He knows so many songs.
Yeah.
And there was a time when he was in a small band. It was him, his friend, and both of their wives. And both of their wives sang. Well, my stepbrother played the guitar. The other guy played electric synthesizer, piano. And they were fantastic together, and everybody loved them. I said, guys, you should play some ABBA. Like, play an ABBA song. Everybody will love it. And they're like, oh, ABBA. And the girls are like, oh, ABBA, yeah, ABBA. I'm like, just try it once. Learn one song and play it. You know,
ABBA rocks, first of all.
You'll have everybody in the audience like on their feet in like 2 seconds. Oh no, ABBA.
No. You play the ABBA. You play the ABBA.
Whatever.
Absolutely. But because there are two shows going on at every show, right? There's the show that the audience is seeing, and there's the show that the band is putting out. Okay. This is actually way more true in theater, where there's the show front stage and the show behind the curtain, like where all the techs are running. But what I mean is that there are songs that the audience will love, whether or not the band likes playing them. And I'm thinking about like everything that I mentioned before. Another one that it's like, why do we do this? And then we start it and everyone jumps and it's, oh, that's why. It's Losing My Religion, right? You know, people just love that song. There ain't much to it, but people do love that song.
Well, I can see the bass line to that song.
The bass line that I play to that song is very slightly, well, it started very slightly different, and over the past 19 years of playing it with these guys, it's sort of moved along a lot. Hold on a sec. I see a lot of people chatting about some music here. Oh, Charles is out. Just got to go to the house build. I hope all is going well. I saw some pictures from Charles's house build. It's coming along nicely.
Yeah, fascinating watching those because it's so different over there.
Yeah, like, absolutely.
He's putting on some pics.
Didn't he put them in Discord?
He put it in pics instead of pics of cabins.
Okay. I would like to just a little piece of trivia to go with what Campbell just said here. Here in Quebec, the chicken dance is called le danse de canard, the duck dance. The duck dance.
And do you play that?
That we don't play. No. Sean says that's the same as any country band. No matter how good they are, if they play Rawhide, they own the night. Oh, yeah. Okay. Maybe not Rawhide. We should totally play Rawhide. But Wagon Wheel.
Get him up, give me a Rawhide.
I need to buy a bullwhip. But yeah, Wagon Wheel, man. Just the whole bloody place jumps up. Hey, was it Ho Hey or Hey Ho? Stupid song. People just like, oh, hey. Little Lion Man. Okay, doesn't matter. That does not matter how old the crowd is. Okay, there's a certain line with an F-bomb in it, and like we're playing it, and like people are singing, and they're building towards that line. Like they're singing a little louder, and as soon as it gets to that line, everyone just like belts it out. And I mean, high school kids, you know, octogenarians. Well, maybe not octogenarians, but like you know, boomers. Everyone does the same. It's like there's some deliciousness associated with that word in music for some reason. You know.
Jess, have you opened that scotch yet? Do you even have that scotch yet?
Which one?
Any scotch?
Oh no, I didn't go and get some because I was interested in the conversation. I should go and get some though.
What? My God, what time is it?
It's 9:45. But I mean, I'm still drinking this. Hey, check out my glass. Huh?
Ooh.
I bought 4 of these. They cost a freaking mint in Canadian dollars. And
I see. It's trees in with the night sky.
And a cabin, an off-grid cabin. Huh?
Oh, I love it.
I do too. So UPS lost the whole damn shipment. And the UPS charge for crossing the border with these was like 90 Canadian dollars. So they gave me that back, and then the guy at Kiever Glass, what's his name, Thomas Kiever or Jim Kiever? Oh bloody hell! I think he's a Thomas. Between him and I, we got UPS to find the shipment again and get the damn glasses to me. Anyways, it gave me a story to tell my grandchildren about the time I won against UPS finally. Stairway to Heaven. Oh,
Jesus, Jess, you got to open that scotch because it's going to take like half an hour for you to like just swirl it around. And
okay, be interesting for about 5 minutes. I'll go and look for a bottle to bring over.
I'm going to do that thing from remember Wayne's World? I handled it, you know. You shouldn't have walked off like that, but I handled it. Anyway, what were we talking about? Hotel California. Sean says, Russell, who's after me in narrative telephone? You were second last. Jess is the last one, Sean. So you sent yours to me. I'll send it on to Jess. By the way, I'm really looking forward to this one. Narrative telephone. To take a tangent, Jess did his narrative telephone. It's on his channel. It was done a month ago. So the next is City Girls, and it's going to be on her channel, Raspberry Rock ASMR. And we're going to do that soon. I think we're doing the get together this upcoming weekend, like Sunday. No, we can't do it Sunday night. I don't think. We'll have to do it Saturday night. So we'll see. Anyway, what are we talking about? I'm going to go back through the comments and see what we got over here. That's the same with any country band, about how good they are if they play Rawhide. Oh, shoot. The one comment he already talked about. Okay. We did a heavy metal version of Hotel California in my band. A lot of folks liked it, even though the song is classic to mess with, like Stairway to Heaven. You did a metal version of that. Heavy metal version of that. That's interesting. I like when people take, there's lots of YouTube videos on this. I like when people take normal classic songs and then switch it to a minor key and then sing it like that. That's kind of fun. Oh, David. Scene from the Blues Brothers. Yeah, Blues Brothers, what a classic movie. Still one of my favorites. There's so many classic moments, so many quotable moments in that movie.
Which film? Oh, that scene in the Blues Brothers. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
I like when they get to the bar. Song wrong. It's the old boys Blues Brothers band.
We like both kinds of music here, country and Western.
Yeah.
I love it. David has put up the link to the narrative telephones.
That was on what? It's Jess's?
Must be.
I will click the link.
David Evans says, all I remember about the 80s was Sheena Easton. Not surprised. Tyler Wood has
all you remember from the 80s.
Got some scotch I know you would like. What do you got there, Tyler? What I got is this little Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. Hold on, I'll just 13.64. So 13 means this is Dalmore. I would not buy a Dalmore that is a core Dalmore at all, but this is great stuff. Russell, do you want me to read out the tasting notes from the front label?
Absolutely, you must.
I shall do it, and then we will get back to the subject of tonight's conversation. So this is called Happy in the Potting Shed. For those of you who don't know, Scotch Malt Whiskey Society is an independent bottler. What they do is they buy a keg, a cask, they bottle it. So every bottle of these is irreplaceable, essentially. This is a 10-year-old Dalmore. Okay, so Happy in the Potting Shed. The tasting notes are old leather gardening gloves sat beside dried flowers and chalky fruit sweets, whilst tomato plants merged with pine cones and apricots. So. Let's see if I can get the old leather.
gardening gloves.
Well, what that's going to mean is that there's going to be some old leather and there's going to be some earthy notes. You want me to do it like
2-week used underwear? Armpit hair.
John Belushi singing "Stand by Your Man."
Stand by your man.
I can Mike says
the lyrics.
True classic moment. I love the SNL skit where Aerosmith visited Wayne's World. I didn't even see that. I've only ever seen like 4 episodes of Saturday Night Live.
I saw that one. It's like, we're worthy, we're not worthy. And then they come out with some weird stuff.
Yeah. Tyler, but those are both expensive bottles, that's for sure. I have a small bottle of the Johnny Walker Blue. Like a tiny one that I did a review for my other channel. Oh, I haven't posted that yet. I should edit that and post it. Cozy Corner in the house. How's it going? Linda's tiny house is built, insulated, needs interior finishing, and exterior changes. Deck after moving. I love that whole tiny house thing. I should get into that. The problem is that I'm way too messy for a tiny house.
We all love the tiny house thing until we try to turn around in one. Then we realize why we don't go for tiny houses.
David Evans says that the tasting notes sound like a Russell beer review. It's funny because I used to do a beer review at the start of every live stream. You know, give the notes like, oh, this is it's mapley, but it's blah blah blah. And Outdoor Dauber used to take me to pieces over it.
It's beer. Yep, beer.
Yeah. Chris says, don't let them pick on you. I played bass in the band too. I'm used to it.
Don't let them pick on you. Don't let them pick on you.
Yeah. Tyler says his workers buy them for him. Wow. If my workers were buying me a Blue Label, that'd be okay too. In that price range, what would I buy? Like personally, there's something by Brichladich called Octomore, which is it's cruising in on 300 Canadian at this point, so I don't tend to spend that much. But yeah, it definitely sits in a rarefied price point. Macallan 18 as well, although I think Macallan 18 is way overpriced for what it is. Hike with Mike says, with tonight's conversation, I feel like I'm listening to George Thorogood's I Drink Alone. I love how that's actually on topic as well, right? Sean Alaska says, my trailer is tiny house size. I'll never live in a tiny house. Fair enough.
I would love to see some.
And he froze. The balcony does. That's a pretty solid dram. Bass players are always the best backup harmony singers. I think we're just the best at being great.
Well, when you're strumming like one string for like 30 seconds, you have the time to actually sing harmony and think about it. And
I will tell you something for free, mister. It is way harder to sing and play bass than it is to sing and play something you strum, like a guitar. But you know.
Sure. Yeah.
You don't have to believe me.
I'll tell you what, it's way harder for somebody to play trombone and sing harmony than for bass players to sing harmony.
I can't really top that. I can't really top that one. I'll just have to,
You know it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So let's try and get it back on conversation. Well, actually, that was kind of on conversation. I'm not on conversation. I'm messing up my English. On topic. That beer really smells good. You know, it's funny because talking about this kind of stuff makes me kind of pine for the woods. Like I want to just go and sit in the bloody woods by myself. Like, right the hell now. Hey, what's your favorite season in the woods, Russell? Like in terms of like
I
I've been thinking about this tonight because I know we've talked about this before, but not specifically about how the woods sound.
oh, purely from how it sounds out in the forest.
Yeah.
Definitely the May June time frame, because you get all the birds have returned, the frogs have come out. It's just nonstop, 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like, and you could set your watch to like when the birds start in the morning, what they're doing during the day and in the evening, and then the frogs start up and the toads and the whatever all night long. The peepers. It's a 24-hour cycle. It's amazing. And sometimes it'll drive you batshit crazy. Like,
Right.
if you're in a tent and well, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I'm just saying it's nonstop. If you're in a cabin and it's overwhelming, you can at least close the windows.
I talk about this a lot whereby we have this image of the countryside being silent compared to the city. And it's not. It's just that the sounds are so different. It's not traffic sounds. But like sometimes the countryside can be absolutely deafening,
Oh, yeah.
But it's not the sound of like a big ass diesel truck, rumbling by the window or a train. I forgot to turn on my freaking light. Why didn't you tell me, Russell?
You always look good to me.
I know. It's hard being so damn attractive. There we go.
Say attractive. I said you always look good.
Well, I hear what I want to hear. Okay. By the way, Chris put some pictures up on. Well, I won't post that. Agnes says, I lived in an add-on one-room studio for 17 years and had a big yard. Saved a lot of money renting that place. Yeah, I've never lived in a one-room, but I've lived in some pretty cheap places. That can help you save up to buy a place later. Hike with Mike says, my favorite season to camp out in the woods in Florida is the summer. All the hunting seasons are over and nobody wants to be in the swamp in summer, so I have the whole place to myself. Now, in terms of like what Russell was saying about the symphony of the animals, how big is the sound of insects at that part of the year down in the swamp, Mike? And like even up here, Russell, I was just thinking about how during certain months of the summer, all I hear is like the of
I can answer that. I can totally answer that. When when mosquito season, like June, when mosquitoes come out, you can't have the window open because it's constant bzzz, and
drives me
you wake up
bats.
going like, and they're not around you. You just hear them at the window.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Nuts.
It drives me crazy. Excuse me. Linda's saying in northern Tennessee, the bullfrog and cicadas are deafening. You need earplugs. Yeah. Cicadas can be really freaking loud. Absolutely. I mean, I don't live in a place where you like. Are they ever like? I only ever hear one at a time. Down south, would you hear like a whole chorus of them? Yeah, I wonder what. We have these ravens that wake us up in the AM, drives us nuts. I could see that. David Evans, we have red-winged blackbirds as well, but I don't understand. You guys and Cliff said the same thing, that the squirrels hibernate. I mean, squirrels don't hibernate in Montreal.
Well,
I've never heard of this before.
Do, but they'll still come out and like find the food that they've stashed around in places, but they sleep a lot more in the wintertime.
Yeah, but I mean they don't full on hibernate like a bear does, though, right?
Technically, I'm not sure. Like in the wintertime here, we don't see any chipmunks or squirrels around at all. Like not like during the summer.
I'm wondering if that's an adaptation to an urban environment then. Because, I mean, the squirrels do not stop all winter here. And Cliff didn't, he practically didn't believe me. He was like, no, man, they hibernate. And they don't hibernate here. I don't get it. I'm lost in the side chat. I'm lost. Oh, Haiku Mike says the frogs are louder than the insects in the swamp. I'm lucky. Mosquitoes don't like my blood. You are lucky. They love me. They sure damn love me.
Are there certain blood types that mosquitoes don't like? And how would they know where they dug in?
I wish it was me. I don't know how it works, but they just don't like some people and they love others, and they go nuts for me.
I'm gonna put that down for my next life.
Yeah, same here. For Grace's whippoorwills. What the hell are whippoorwills?
Oh yeah, whippoorwills right outside our window. They'll get going. Yeah, 4 a.m. is about right. Whippoorwill.
That's a bird, I imagine. A nighttime bird, like a nightingale.
It sounds just like that. It sounds just like that. Whippoorwill, whippoorwill, whip.
Really?
And they're so freaking loud.
At 4 a.m. Yikes.
Yeah, and they're constant. Yep.
What a way to go.
It's kind of like morning's coming 3 hours from now. Let's go.
Yeah. Huh. Sharon filled up the bird feeder. Nice. And those damn squirrels, I have the same problem. As many of you know. As many of you know.
Surprised me.
Agnes says that mosquito noise rivals traffic noise. I think it does. If you're in season, you know.
In terms of annoyance, absolutely. Yeah, I'm actually not looking forward to bug season. I like winter more than summer now, but just because of the bugs.
I like winter a lot more than I ever used to. I used to just hate winter. It was never about the cold. It was about the quality of the light. You know, I tend to get SAD syndrome or whatever it's called, you know, seasonal affective, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I've learned to sort of see the stark beauty in a winter landscape kind of thing, you know, and it sounds so different. And the sound has become so much more important to me in more recent years, like how different the woods and the landscape sounds.
And one of the most important things is a great big wood stove with a glass door where you can kind of sit on the couch and feel the warmth wafting over you. And
yeah, absolutely. I do not have a wood stove with any kind of front on it, but I would love one
one day,
and a cabin to put it in. Oh, thank the gods. I the reason I put this up was because I thought that said put ground up eyeballs in your feeders. I was like, wow, Linda, what the hell are you doing?
Where do you buy those? And can you get them wholesale?
I'm raising satanic birds.
Can you buy them by the dozen?
I don't have a hairy woodpecker. I was gonna say nutcracker. God damn it, because I saw nuthatch. I have a what's the other woodpecker that looks the same but the shorter snout, not hairy but fuzzy, tufted, furry?
Smaller woodpecker.
No,
I don't know.
Downy woodpecker. Downy, I think it's Downy. I got a downy woodpecker. Never seen a red-breasted nuthatch here, but I see some white-breasted ones. That is the truth.
Where's Tyler? I thought Tyler was going to join us.
Rodriguez or Wood?
The Tyler said he was going to join us.
I have no knowledge. Yes, okay. Everyone's like, Downy, it's a Downy for God's sakes. Sorry, guys. Mike says, I made a wood stove out of woods once, but it burned down. Oh, because Sharon had their stove put in today. Nice.
Huge step. Once you get the wood stove in and the roof on,
Yeah, that's a big one.
you can almost move in.
Yeah. Winter is awesome here. Not putting in a wood stove for now. To me, conceptually, because to me it's all dreamland. The putting in of the wood stove would be like the moment for me that it would be like, okay, this is real now.
Well, okay, let's be honest. The disco ball. If you're
The
over
disco
in
ball.
Dreamland, what's the dream ball? Dream ball?
Oh man, that's called a dream ball in my head from now on. That's how like half the terms you use happened, isn't it?
Oh yeah, pea soup. Absolutely.
Pedish.
Yeah, absolutely. Heard it wrong once. It was awesome.
Heard it wrong twice. It was just the way of things.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
That'll do.
That'll do, pig. That's a very good scotch, but I have to be careful because it's like 59.9%. Finally hitting the dream ball, heaven. I just went right for the dream ball. I love it.
You can't. Don't place your dreams that high in your list. Don't shoot for the stars when you can hit the moon. Okay.
I like to aim high because then if I miss, I kind of hit something high anyway, right? Linda's asking, if I put a disco ball, it will hit the walls when it spins. Okay, so how small is your tiny house?
Remember that she was talking about a generator box? That's actually her tiny house.
Yeah.
Crawl in and like fetal.
Wrap yourself around the engine of the generator. Suddenly it's all about disco balls. Sharon says, David Owens, you owe us that disco ball down the road. I don't know. I think that might be an inside thing. Should I pour myself another dram? See, the thing is, yes. Once your bottle gets down here, just bottle down. I mean, not all in one sitting, but as quickly as you can, because when it gets to here, it doesn't last long.
Exactly. I'm surprised. I mean, once you open a bottle, it goes bad in hours. So you gotta,
he went and froze. I was about to diss him massively, but he went and froze. Why did I just... Oh. Okay. I clicked the wrong one. Hike with Mike says, oh, Russell's back.
I'm back. Yep. Change salaries.
Right. I would love to have a tiny house when I retire. Less upkeep. My problem with the tiny house, here's what I would like. Here's what I would like. I mean, if I was to go tiny house instead of off-grid cabin, like off-grid, I'm going to start that whole sentence again because I just blew it. Okay. One more time. Tea's a good drink. Okay.
Follow up. I got to follow up to what you're about to say, but sure.
If I was to do tiny house instead of off-grid log cabin, I would be right there for the tiny house, but I would want a big workshop next door because I feel that my workshop stuff precludes me from ever being able to have a tiny house in the purest sense of the word. So if I could have my tiny house and then have a big honking workshop next door, fine. Because I love the concept of the tiny house. I love the idea of forcing myself to off gas about 75% of my stuff because I feel so owned by my stuff. But I mean, I need somewhere to keep all my whiskey bottles.
I like a tiny house to me is, and I've watched a lot of videos on tiny houses. City Girl and I have, and there's something very compelling about living in a tiny house. But I always come back to it's a really tiny space, and like your living area is the same as your dining area. It's the same as your work area. It's the same as your entertainment area, and it's like, well, it's the same fucking couch. I mean, I pull out a TV or I I have to build this table if we want to sit and eat, and it's like, and you can't, if you're a couple, especially if you're a couple, you can't walk 2 steps without bumping into the other person. I gotta say, this cabin is 800 square feet, and it's like as small as I'd ever want to go. After living here for 4 years, 5 years, I don't know. That's as small as I'd ever want to go.
Yeah, and 800 feet isn't really all that. Isn't big. Can I start again? Okay, 800 feet isn't really big. You know, that's a fairly compact place.
No, it is. Well, if you include the loft, then it's it's a decent amount of space, but. Still, I mean, even 800. If you, the difference between 800 square feet and those tiny houses that are like 160 square feet or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh man, you trust me. You want the room to move around.
That's where the workshop comes in, as Agnes agrees with me. Yeah, no, I think that in a tiny house, like you have to live with someone who you don't mind just kind of bumping into and touching a lot.
Well, that's the other thing, and I find this here with City Girl as well. Is like we don't have our own spaces. Even if one of us goes upstairs, one of us stays downstairs, we're still in the same room.
Oh, I see.
I'm sitting here watching TV. You know, it's so difficult. There's no sound barriers.
So would that have would you have built differently then? Think if you knew then what you know now?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I went out for a second.
Yes, you did.
Would I have built differently if
what I said? Would you have built differently knowing then what you know now?
I would have, yeah.
Yeah. A little too late to knock down and start again, though.
No, well, I'm like, I mean, this cabin is 95% perfect in my opinion. But I would still like you. I'd like a workshop because, my God, I never show what's in my shelter out there because it's like somebody backed up a dump truck and like dumped a whole like all this stuff there. It's just it looks awful.
It's abysmal.
And partially because it's a shelter, it's a carport, really, right? You can't build proper shelving. You can't build walls. You can't build in drawers and cabinets and crap. So everything's just kind of lying everywhere. It's a mess.
Yeah, I get that. Grace says, I used to think when I was a kid, when I grow up, I won't need a house. I can just live in this box. Wow. I never thought that.
Well, I think he meant stealing, but yeah. Stealing.
All right. Well, David, do you want us to get back on the music then?
Oh yeah, music. Shit.
I feel that Mark Pootmans is off. Have a good night.
There's Marcel. Hi, Marcel. Good to see you as always.
Hi there. Nice to see you hanging out with us. We're trying to talk about music in the outdoors, or music in the homestead, or music in the off-grid cabin. I'm just filling in Marcel here. That I wanted to talk about it because while I was standing on stage this weekend, I was sort of thinking and realized that but I was wondering if my love of the outdoors has informed my love of like acoustic music and stuff or not. And so after a whole bunch of weird thought sort of roundabout thinking, we came up with what we were talking about tonight. Hey, Mouse here. Worst headache. Gonna go to bed. Damn it. I cannot handle a badass headache. That's for sure. So good night.
Sorry, Mal. Hope you get better.
Actually, it would have been interesting to have gotten Mal's input because she likes to sing and stuff. It would have been nice to know what,
Oh, it would have been. Yeah.
Damn you, headache.
Yep. I told her a box of wine is the best cure for that, but I don't know. Maybe she didn't have any on hand.
I have an uncle, and man, that guy and his husband can drink us under the table. But what they do is they have a pitcher of beer and a pitcher of water, and for every glass of beer they drink an equivalent glass of water, and they don't ever get a hangover. And so now, except when I'm books festing, or I just said books festing, but no, when I books fest, I do this. But when I'm doing my own damn live stream, thank you, Russell. I don't do it, but generally, I really try to live that way. If I'm having a pint of beer, then I'll try to have a pint of water as well, just to sort of balance it off.
Well, do these guys have a urinal under the table? Because that's what happens.
Yeah. Hike with Mike says, my grandparents had a tiny house in the Pinelands, just one bedroom they slept in. The winter and the summer, they slept on a bed in the screened-in patio. Always seemed like paradise to me. What I would, okay, if I was to build a tiny cabin, I don't think there's any such thing as a cabin. A tiny house or a wood cabin. I would love, you guys know about like how architecture happened in the antebellum South. Is antebellum a word we're not supposed to use anymore? I don't know, but like before there was air conditioning and stuff, how houses were built with these like really high peaks with little windows at the top kind of thing, and these massive covered verandas that wrapped all the way around the house. And it was all about being able to I guess temperature control, but in a passive way. Like the hot air would go out the little windows up at the top of these really high peaks. Like the covered veranda was like shade all around the house, sort of helped to sort of drop the temperature around the windows and stuff. And associated with that, even up here, would be this idea that you open up all the curtains in the summer night and open the windows, and then as the sun came up, or even before the sun came up, the following morning, you'd close the windows and close these big heavy curtains to sort of trap in the cooler air. So I kind of like to think that I would try to build some of that concept in if I was to build myself a place out in the woods. Especially like if I was doing off grid, so like quite a pronounced peak with like a little venting windows at the top. Covered veranda all the way around. I'd probably screen it in.
Yeah.
Before you say anything, this is a really good freaking dram. This bottle is it's this one. It's the same bottle. I'm gonna miss it when it's gone. I'm gonna miss it when it was gone.
Oh, is Dennis here? Hey, Dennis.
Dennis is with us. Does Dennis want to come on screen and talk about music in the outdoors?
Everybody's saying hi to Dennis. So what the hell did he come in here?
Well, he said he was lurking earlier.
He's trying to find. I mean, that's the first place I see him.
Oh no, he was in earlier, or he said he was hanging out in his green room, but watching us in the background. Okay, so David Evans is taking the piss out of me because I messed up my words. No, Carol, it's not the same as dormers. I mean, I have dormers on this house. It was just like houses were built. Man, I saw this piece. This is so not related to what tonight's conversation is supposed to be about. But I saw this thing about the same theories being used in like ancient Middle East, like really tall towers with sort of designed to catch the wind and bring the wind down, like as a passive air conditioning system for the buildings. Amazing. Campbell Off Grid says we built a 10x12 sleep camp. Very cozy, very cozy. 10x12. That's tight. If there's like more than one of you.
120 square feet. My neighbor Dan and his wife built a 12x12, and it's like it's kind of perfect because it's sleeping area, kitchen, sleeping a spot to sit on the couch and watch TV, kitchen, wood stove, dining, door, practice sleeping in. I was
12 by 12.
yeah, they got it all in there.
Wow.
I mean, that's probably as small as I'd ever want to go. And there's nothing overhead. There's no loft or anything like that.
Look at who's there.
We're having some June bug effect.
It's so damn cute.
All right.
Hey, Alain. Hey, Jess, sorry for not going to see you at Hurley's this weekend. It was, yeah, well, yeah. It's never mind. I'll talk to you about it on the privates. But yeah, on the privates is the wrong way to put that, isn't it? I'll talk to you about it privately. But yeah, it was great. And it was way less crowded than usual. Thursday, the lineup was around the block. But for the rest of the weekend, it wasn't too bad. Linda says, I have 3 wall-to-wall windows in the back with the forest right there. Yeah, I would do the exact same.
I think she probably meant floor to ceiling.
I think so too, but yeah.
Because otherwise you can't have 3 wall-to-wall.
Well, unless it's like glass, right?
Well, in the back, maybe. Well, maybe, I guess.
I remember I stepped into my brother's girlfriend's house in West Vancouver once. I'd never been to her house before. You walk in on the front, it's kind of like this typical West Vancouver house, which means $1 million home. But what you don't see is that the entire back wall is glass. So you walked in and I saw like it was all sort of open concept. And so I saw through her living room out this massive wall of glass to the Burrard Inlet with the tankers and the freighters just floating there. And I was just knocked on my ass by the sight. God, look at that dog. How cute are you?
Come back over here.
I miss having a dog. So wait. Okay, I'm gonna Sharon's bunkie is 12 by 16. My dad built a bunkie in his backyard that's a whole lot smaller than that.
Coffin?
Almost. Sleep camp was barn style. Able to put in a loft, only saving grace. Yeah, a loft is a nice touch. Now, never mind. I was about to say something stupid. When St. Augustine, well, you know, the kitchen was a separate building to keep all the fire cooking heat out of the main house. I would build a place with 150 years ago, probably more like 200 years ago now. 100 years ago was a lot further back when I was a kid. Places, you know, like rural places were built up even up here with a summer kitchen, which was an outdoor kitchen with a big honking wood burning cooking range. You know, get all that heat out of the house. And I love that concept. That's why, like when Sean James was, why do we always talk about Sean James, dude? Why that has to happen? But when Sean James was building his outdoor kitchen, I recognized that because I'd seen that same thing in like a lot of really old sort of historical places up around here. I just love the concept. Could you imagine, man, you're cooking at your outdoor range? Maybe there's a light rain happening. Maybe it's a sunny day. Who the hell cares? There are no walls. Oh, there's one wall. It's behind the range. And it's where all your pots and pans are hanging. Beautiful. Beautiful. I want that life. You know? Agnes says, an accordion works on airflow, flutes, drums, cowbell, off-grid. Not so much electric bass. I know. I must be caught up because Campbell is already answering my question because Sean James is a cool dude. Linda says she'll be looking for. Oh yeah, okay. So the back part of her house is all glass. Okay, I was sure you were talking about floor to window. I was going right where Russell was going. Long's Quest, it's 12 by 16 with a second floor gambrel roof. Wish it was 14 by 20. That's what I would be afraid of if I built a tiny house. I'd be afraid of like, geez, I wish I'd gone a little bigger. And that is completely a function of the fact that I am an epic, stupid pack rat. Maybe not an epic pack rat, but I mean, I'm owned by my stuff in such a massive way. And so, like, I feel like I would be afraid to get rid of enough stuff to make it work in a tiny house. Like, I feel like I'd be living surrounded by crap. And by crap, I mean things. And by things, I mean crap. Know what I'm saying?
I'm looking for a good picture of that forest kitchen. I can't do it.
You can't do it.
There's some excellent thumbnails, but then you don't see the same thing.
You mean Sean James's forest kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, his is a little more primitive than what I was used to seeing. I mean, I was used to seeing the ones with that big honking fire burning range. There are companies that still build those. They cost a freaking mint, but Jesus, beautiful. Holy beautiful.
Yeah.
And I mean, a part of the attraction is the fact that they're completely banned where I live, right? So of course I want one even more.
You want that which you cannot have?
Yeah. And I live in Quebec, so there's a lot that I cannot have. Grace says, I would need a second tiny house for my camping gear. Grace, I want to meet you one day. I just want to, we got to go camping one day. This is my house will be awesome for me. I absolutely buy that. Absolutely. David Evans loves being a minimalist. I wish I was a little more minimalist. My wife also wishes I was a heavy minimalist. Foxit. Cliff says barn style roofing is in my opinion the best way to go because you can make a second floor short but still a second floor regardless. If you split it, you can get two lofts essentially. I agree. You're talking about the roofs that come like boom and then like that, right? I love that.
Is that barn style? There's another name for that.
So. Sharon's got to get rid of a ton of stuff.
Oh, it doesn't work, Sharon. It doesn't work.
I got to get rid of a ton of stuff too, but
so much crap here. I've got so much crap upstairs. It's so hard to get rid of.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
We went through the whole sell a bunch of stuff in our old place because we just have nowhere to put it. Yep. Like some really good stuff. We had a refrigerator that was only 4 years old. This beautiful stainless steel, full size. We let it go for like nothing. I couldn't believe it. Such a shame.
Little fish in the kitchen could not do tiny house living. I wonder if I could at all. I think I would go nuts because I don't think I have what it takes to get rid of like that whole idea of like, does this spark joy? If not, then toss it. Like, shut up. I'm Gen X. I don't know what joy feels like. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you what, I was looking at, I had my old karate belts that I'd earned way back in high school. Mm-hmm. And I look at them going, I earned this. I spent so much time earning it. I was so happy when I got it. I can't throw this out. It's not useful for anything.
Yeah, you can stick them on your wall.
Yeah. I can stick a lot of things on my wall and call them knickknacks, but
yeah. All right, Dennis is all in. He should get on screen. Oh, jeez. I'm too tired to be doing this. He should go on screen.
All the YouTube is a stage.
All of YouTube. What is it? All life is but a stage.
And we are merely actors.
Yeah. Everyone needs a workshop area for our passions, says
Wait,
Agnes, and I agree completely.
am I sending them the link?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Where's Dennis in my list?
Do you want me to send him the link
If you,
in white? Copy to
I have to go
keyboard.
down like several hundred people to find Dennis here.
No, I'll find him. Don't worry about it. I'll find him.
I got him. Sorry, I got him. It just
Oh.
miraculously landed on. Here we go.
Blah blah blah. Sansak, hi by the way, says I have a front porch of old Boy Scout stuff in camp that needs cleaned. I love that old stuff though. Like the old, it's weird, like how much I love the old gear now, and I never used to.
Look, let me ask you this though. I mean, like, would you throw out candles?
I can't throw candles. There's no way.
Right? You can't
There's
throw
no way.
candles. There's other stuff like that. Would you throw out old fire starters? No. Would
No.
you throw out old multi tools?
Okay, that's there's a mitigating circumstance on that. Where's my mouse? My cursor. There you go. Ah, you beat me to it. Hey, Dennis.
Hey, gents, how you doing?
We're okay. We're doing great.
How come you sound so tired, Jess?
What are you munching on, Dennis?
I got some Miss Vicky's potato chips. I got some Lindor chocolates.
Nice.
And to wash it down, I'm I just finishing off the Jim Beam Black or Devil's Cut.
Nice.
So,
Okay, Dennis, to answer your question, is because between Thursday and very early yesterday morning, I played 32 hours of music.
You played 32 hours of music?
Yeah, it was the St. Patrick's Week slaughter.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I was fine up until last night, maybe, and then I was like, I think I'm getting a cold or something.
And now you're hitting the wall.
Yeah. We usually get sick every year. Yeah, every year that we do this. I thought for some reason I was gonna skip it this year, but no.
You thought the band was going to play, but you were going to skip it?
No, I thought I was gonna skip getting sick this year because I felt fine yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh man, I'm doing great. Woo! I broke the curse. Wow! And I woke up this morning like, no, I didn't. You know. Dennis, do you listen to music when you're camping, or do you prefer the Symphony of the Forest?
You know what? Yeah, I don't really listen to music too much. You never know. Sometimes if you're just lazing on the shore or something, you might want to play a couple tunes off my stereo, or not stereo, off my phone, right? But it's not loud. But 99.99% no.
Yeah. And now, does that change when you're with a bunch of people?
The young fellows that we camp with, they'll always have the earbuds in, right? But there again, it's still the same. No, I prefer not.
The freaking youth, with their earbuds. Yeah. God, those young kids.
I will say though, one year we went and it was the football CFL playoffs, and the Ticats were playing, and I had to listen to the game, and we happened to get reception where we were.
Okay.
With we're within cell range.
Yeah.
So I used iHeartRadio and I listened to the football game. I won't lie about that one.
Okay. I just want to mention one thing. Alain, no, I've already had the COVID, and I haven't quite been right since. It's back in January, so I'm doing great. It's not COVID. Yeah, it's funny. I hadn't thought of that because, all I've been thinking about is music, right? I hadn't thought about the guitarist in my band, man. That guy follows the Habs like you would not believe, to the point where he had to. Hey, there's Tyler. There he bees. How's it going, mister? I'd be interested in hearing what he has to say about this subject as well. But like, I hadn't even thought about how for some people, you can't go without listening to the game, whether it's a football or hockey or something like the beautiful game or rugby.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny that it doesn't matter whether you're in the wilderness or in church; they still got to listen to the game.
Yeah. But it's funny. I'm suddenly riffing off of this in that, okay, there's music, but also like if I'm sitting in the woods, like away from civilization, I'm still going to worry about like my daily streak on Duolingo. You know what I'm saying? Like how I got to keep I got to hit it every day. And so if I'm sitting there with no, I'm just going to celebrate a couple of friends' achievement. Like if I'm sitting there with no signal, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, my streak, my 300-day streak. What am I going to do? It's totally different than the music thing. And yet in some ways it's even sadder. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I just thought about that now. I can't go camping.
There's a streak?
Yeah, I'm on 301 days. 301 day streak. Yep. Means I have learned Swedish 301 days in a row.
You should have that sort of thing for YouTube. You've commented on 300 videos in a row. You gonna break that and start over again?
That's a great idea.
Damn,
an
YouTube
excellent
should
idea.
implement that.
You should gamify the system, right?
One more thing for a YouTube content creator to worry about.
I know.
Well, no. But the content creator doesn't have to worry about it at all. It's the person watching, the commenter. It's like, oh my God, I have to comment on Russell's next video or I'm gonna break the streak.
Yeah.
I can't have 99 comments on a row and miss the 100th because I'll have to start over again at 1.
Absolutely. Agnes says, so listening to pre-recorded music or playing live music. And that's a good one. We were sort of talking a little bit about that, Agnes, in that I haven't seen anyone playing guitar in any of Dennis's videos when he's, canoe camping with a friend or a group.
I wish I had a buddy that knew how to play guitar to bring on a canoe trip. Now that's music I would listen to. But
well, how hard is it to a canoe trip?
How hard is it to canoe trip?
No, sorry. How hard is it to bring a canoe in a guitar in a canoe trip?
I see people do it on videos quite often. Yeah. I wouldn't bring a good guitar out, but
no. Well, it's funny because Dennis Wilderness Canoe Association earlier tonight said that they had seen, like, because I don't know exactly who is posting with their name, so I'm just gonna say they had said that they had seen very many someone's gonna have to help ukuleles around campfires, and I'm assuming that's because it's so bloody easy to throw a ukulele into a canoe. And look, you can throw a grand at a ukulele, but most ukuleles you'll find are like the $50 variety, right? So if it gets dunked in the water, I think my voice is disappearing on me completely here. Hold on.
It's getting worse. More dram. No, not more water, more dram.
Are we gonna make it to 11? It's what, 22:39? I think I'm optimistic. More dram. More dram.
You don't have to put it at dram light
tonight. I see we both went to the same place. Linda says you're going to be purging, Sharon. I hope she's talking about stuff. Oh yeah, okay. Thank the gods. Moving right along.
Purging sucks.
Yeah. Okay. In fact, Sandstock goes even further. No, am I bringing the phone? It's staying in the truck. Yeah, I respect that absolutely. I have a real hard time not bringing my phone to the woods. When I'm at hunt camp, well, when I was at hunt camp, I'd be like snapping photos, sending them to my wife, sending photos to my friends and stuff. Texting. Maybe
Yeah,
I should have been.
I wouldn't leave mine in the truck. For one, you're running a risk somebody breaks into your truck, you're going to lose your phone too. Then, right? And secondly, I utilize my phone in the bush for GPS navigation if I need it.
Oh, do you?
Yep.
Okay.
And
A lot of people don't realize your phone's got that capability, right?
Yeah.
I download all the maps for the area in a program or in an app that I have called Canada Topo. And if
Oh,
I'm
you got
unsure,
Canada Topo?
yes.
The hell do I have?
And I take my phone just for emergency purposes. If I fall down out there and break my leg, I gotta call, for help.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
if you're in
And
cell range for sure, right? Yeah.
emergency Sudoku.
Oh,
So
it's called Canada Maps. It's right. Let's see it.
I'm trying to remember what the hell's the one that I
Focus.
have. Yeah, no, I
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, it's called Canada Maps.
Yeah, totally got.
I think that's one of the only apps I've ever paid for is like $15, but you got it for life, right?
I think the one I pay for is called DRMB. Yes, DRMB. I paid for it so I could have the Good night, Mrs. Canoehound.
150 just says right.
Good night. Yeah, I paid for the DRMB because I wanted the Crown Land the Crown Land maps. Okay, somebody heard what I said. Grace is like, LOL, emergency Sudoku.
Now, right there, that is something I have done.
Emergency Sudoku?
No, don't play a game. You get that shitty day
yeah.
and you're just jump in my hammock, get all cozy in the hammock and play a game or two, right? Solitaire or something stupid like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And by the way, as Sharon Q says, streaming music is so easy now. Yeah, that's true. With one of these, I feel like none of my sentences are working tonight. With one of these, you can just stream anything, right? Apple Music or Spotify or whatever.
Audible,
right?
I just want to say, like 10% of your sentences make sense tonight.
Tonight or generally?
The 10% of your sentences make sense tonight.
Makes sense.
Everything's getting so weird. Yeah. My nephew, says Agnes, used a special GPS and emergency signal when he hiked the Pacific Crest Trail straight from the bottom to the top of the Oregon Mountains. Dennis, what do you use? You use a Spot?
I've got a Spot, but I'm probably going to be selling it.
Why is that?
Well, I want to move into a Garmin, one of the InReach minis.
Can you explain these things to people who don't know what a Spot is?
Spot is a GPS SOS beacon. Something that you would take into the bush with you to get you out of a jam should you, find yourself in a precarious situation where you are injured or you are totally lost or when you have a fallen comrade or something along that lines and you have absolutely no way out. There's an SOS button. Do I have it handy here?
And it's satellite based, right?
Satellite based, yeah. I believe that's on the Iditarod, or not the dog race.
Okay. I was like, Dennis, we got to talk.
Iditarod.
Yeah, Iditarod.
Anyways, but yeah, it's a subscription-based GPS system that, it's just a little beacon that if you have a problem, you can push a button. It's good for tracking so people can follow your progress on a trip.
Right.
So why are you switching to Garmin then?
I want the ability for the texting for communication. I just feel it would be a more a better way. Like if you run into an emergency situation and you hit that SOS button, the cavalry is coming, right?
Right.
They're sending somebody. But if you're in a situation where you need assistance, but it's not necessarily an emergency, then you can actually communicate with your rescuers and go back and forth. Not to mention that I've been on. I went to a NASCAR race one time. My grandfather died. My wife and I went on our honeymoon. One of my favorite uncles passed away. And we run into this streak years ago where, we had all these tragedies happening while we were away. I went on a canoe trip one time, and in the same day, my brother-in-law and my aunt passed away.
Whoa.
And, yeah.
Whoa.
What?
Your
Not on the
brother-in-law
trip.
and your aunt?
Yeah. My brother-in-law died of a heart attack, and my aunt died of an epileptic seizure.
Same day?
Same day. Yeah.
That's dark, dude.
Yeah. So right now we're my parents are elderly and ill. So is my wife's father. So a lot can happen when you're away, and I'd rather have that contact because with the new InReach Mini, it has the ability. I could text my wife.
Okay.
Right. And she could text back.
I like that. I like that because you could say, okay, we're going to cancel our trip and we're just going to get out half a day's journey over here at this spot. Come pick us up here, kind of thing, instead of
instead of sending the cavalry.
Yeah, I think it's a far better system. I originally bought my Spot device because I'm 58 years old, right? And one of the guys that trips with us on a regular basis, he suffered a heart attack around 4 years ago. And my regular canoe partner is 62 years old. So
it's just a bunch of old funkers.
Yeah. And you seen what my trip was like this year.
Yeah.
Right? You don't know what's going to happen out there. So it's nice to have a backup. I firmly believe in them. I think everybody that travels backcountry should have the communication one way or another, at least an SOS beacon.
And that's fair. Absolutely
fair.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I'm not as old as you.
That's okay. I take it like
I'm younger than you, Dennis, because I'll be 50 in May. But
I'm probably in better shape though, Jess.
You're definitely in better shape.
I don't know about that.
Thank you very much.
Wait a sec. Let me have another chip.
Yeah, I'll just have another tram. But it's funny. Like, I get what you're saying. The idea of you can hit this button and the cavalry comes versus you can send this message. Like, I keep thinking about at one point back in British Columbia, where I used to, in my old stomping grounds, there was a couple that stepped off in the middle of winter, halfway up a mountain, stepped outside the, safety ends here fence, gotten crap, needed to be rescued by a helicopter and people rappelling down the whatever. Got back to civilization, went to the hospital because they were all like frostbitten and stuff, and ended up with a wicked bill because they stepped outside the safety zone. Right? Like if they'd been caught in an avalanche while they were still inside that fence, okay, you're a victim. But they went like outside the fence and like they decided to make their own way and gotten crap. And I think we live in a world where enough people do things like that I think any group has to have at least one spot with them. But getting in shift doesn't always mean send the helicopter, right?
Right, exactly.
Like sometimes it's, honey, we got lost. We just figured out where we are. Yeah, we're going to be a day late. Don't send the cavalry. And so I like where you're sort of I like the thought process you came to decide to swap out the spot for the Garmin. And I didn't even know that Garmin existed.
Yeah. Well, there's another system too called Zolio,
Yeah.
and it's just a communicator, but it attaches by Bluetooth to your phone, and then you utilize an app on your phone for the texting, for the mapping, and things like that, right? I'm just reading a comment here by Sansock says, "What happened to don't do dumb stuff? If something happens,
I'm gonna pop that up.
He'll deal with it when he come out." You know what? To each his own, man. Like, you know, these systems, either you want them or you don't want them. That's all cool, right? But to me, myself, if something happened to a family member, I think my presence is more important at home with the family than in the back country for an extra 2 or 3 days and dealing with it when I get home. That's my take on it. But like I say, to each his own, man. Like, everybody knows their own situation, right?
You know what I think? Like, what I think is interesting. But I think in this specific context, it reminds me that these days, if somebody tries to phone you and you don't answer, you're like automatically an asshole because everyone knows that the phone's in your pocket.
Yeah, right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, whereas
Yeah.
it used to be that if someone called you and you didn't answer, well, the phone's on your kitchen wall, right? For most of my life, the phone was on the kitchen wall. It's only been since 1998 that I've had a phone that I can carry with me.
Mhm.
Excuse me. And I have the same phone number since 98, by the way. And I used to always say, that I didn't want to carry a phone with me way into the cell phone era. Way into. And people are like, but what if someone dies? And I say, they're still going to die they're still going to be dead when I get home and take the phone off. I'm like, wow. But what's changed is the people who are still around may need to speak to you a lot earlier than what we're used to. Can we not be this dark, actually? Can we get back to the fun stuff?
David Evans says this is a good subject for next week. Yeah.
Communicate.
I don't mind technology, but I do hate being on the phone all the time too. Like, to me, I
it gives
find
me
technology
anxiety.
is so intrusive nowadays, right? Everything from social media to just being totally connected to everybody all the time, 24/7.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to go somewhere with that, and it was going to be absolutely brilliant, but I forgot where I was going. But it was going to be brilliant because that's what I do. How are 20 people still hanging with us on this? Like, I mean, we're not even close to the original conversation anymore.
Okay, let's get back on the music. You know what? Same thing happened to my show tonight.
Oh, yeah?
It took a total left turn.
Did it?
Yeah, we're talking about spring ISO canoe trips, and ended up working its way into a book fair.
A book fair.
Yes, yeah, book show and tell, and then we started getting into talking about that big collab between the 20 YouTubers.
Wait, what?
You didn't see that? The big with the Bairds and Robinette and Marty Morissette and
No.
Chris Prouse and
Like all the big names.
Yeah. They all had this weekend up north.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I think didn't Chris have a picture on her Instagram of like her and a million?
Yeah.
People.
Yeah, that was that.
Okay. Well, that sounds cool. Sounds cool. What does Ian say? My ringer is always off most times. Oh, dude, holy crap. This is my life. Okay. I keep my ringer off. And I cannot tell you how often I miss a call from the missus. And she's like, you're just trying to avoid me, right? And I'm like, it's because I leave it off. So, Ian, I live this comment. I live it. But yeah, where was I saying? Where was I saying? That doesn't make sense.
Russell,
What
what'd
was-
you slip into his drink?
I'm
Pea soup.
pea soup.
Jess, by the way, I thought you were going to do a raspberry rock shot tonight.
You thought I was going to do one tonight? I did one last night just to see what it was all about.
Yeah, but we didn't see it. We didn't get your reaction. We didn't. We knew you went, oh, okay, that's a raspberry rock shot. And was your wife watching at least?
No. Why would you watch?
My God, I hope you turned the lights off when you did it. Because
Yes, I turned the lights off.
that's
when
what
I
I
did it.
wanted in my mind. Just saying, okay, I'm about to do a raspberry rock shot. Turn the lights off. That's it.
Dennis, do you know what the raspberry rock shot is?
I have no idea.
He has no idea.
All right, I'll go and get the stuff.
Or is that the shot that you, or is this something, did you invent a drink for him too?
No, this isn't even. This is a Russell thing. He created the shot someday at some point in.
Oh, okay.
the
I
distant
remember.
past.
I remember seeing that on some of your live streams there
But yeah,
on Russell's
Okay.
live stream.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
and Jess actually had to create the lime cordial because you couldn't buy it anywhere.
I made the lime cordial, which
Well,
makes me
okay,
feel.
So at least tell us how the shot was.
I thought it was good. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was going to be like the kind of thing you'd get at like a student bar, but it was actually pretty tasty. Here's the thing: I don't do shots. Like I very rarely do shots. Okay, I did shots this weekend, but it's because people were buying us shots, right? Like I never order shots in a bar or like pour shots at home. I kind of feel like now I should do a raspberry rock cocktail, but I think that the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 won't work as a cocktail.
No, you gotta. There's got to be a balance, and
Yeah.
somebody came up with. I think he used vodka as the balance, but that's probably not a good idea. It's got to be like a, I don't know, like a carbonated citrus drink to go with it. I don't know.
Or something. Okay, I'll go get the stuff. You guys be interesting for a few minutes, and then I'll make one right here. Okay.
Okay.
He's only going to make one. You think he'd make one for each of us too, eh?
Yeah, the son of a bitch. I'll
Yeah.
tell you. Oh,
If
still
you
here?
guys lived any closer, we could all live stream from the same room and be passing shots around all night.
I'll tell you what. I'll pour a raspberry rock shot. Dennis, it's on you right now.
Okay. Well, I don't think I have. Would you say a lime cordial?
Yeah, you don't have the stuff. Talk about music in the forest.
Oh, music in the forest. Yeah, I'm stuck. We could all sing around the campfire and sing Kumbaya.
Talk about the natural sounds of the forest as music.
Well, what about Kumbaya? Yeah, I see Russell's got his camera sitting way back there too, eh? Yeah, no, but you know what? Yeah, you know what? Is everybody in the chat tonight? Are we all outdoorsy type of people? Give Jess a thumbs up if you are. That would work. That's one way to get his thumbs up count going. But yeah, you know what? To have music playing in the background when you're up north, not a bad thing, but as long as it's not interrupting other people, right? Shiny says 7-Up or Sprite mixed in. Would that be, Russell, is that like a lime cordial? Have I ever sung songs in the wilderness? Well, we can go back to Kumbaya. No, I don't have the best singing voice. Trust me. If I started singing, the wolves would start howling.
What was? Sorry, you tried to ask me a question when I was across the room.
Oh, Shawnee put on their 7-Up or Sprite mixed in. Is that like a lime cordial?
Oh,
That's
so what
soda.
she's saying is like a raspberry rock shot as a cocktail. Would you add 7-Up or Sprite?
Oh, okay.
Maybe, I don't know. We'd have to try it. So a raspberry rock shot is 1/3 lime cordial, 1/3 uh, Grand Marnier or Cointreau, and 1/3 raspberry liqueur.
Okay.
Delightful, but you got to shoot it. You got to drink it right down. You can't sip it. It doesn't work
Yeah.
sipped.
Yeah. Then it's not a shot if you sip it, right?
Exactly right. Exactly right. So if you want to drink it as a cocktail, then we got to figure out the fourth ingredient to make it a cocktail.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then yeah, 7-Up or Sprite. Eh?
Trial version.
Trial version.
All right. So, gonna move the keyboard back so that I don't goosh alcohol all over it.
I tell you what, lime cordial is on Amazon. It's horribly expensive. It's like $19 a bottle when it should be like $4 a bottle. But I want to like buy that for you just so you can compare it to your homemade.
Oh, I should do that. I should do it like a comparison video. Here's my lime cordial.
You do that a lot. Make your own little mixes like that, eh, Jess?
Two things, Dennis.
You made the honey stuff, right?
Yeah. I like pageantry, I guess. I like the pageantry of creating stuff myself rather than just buying it in a bottle. But the big thing is I know everything that went into this bottle and I can pronounce every ingredient. For the longest time before I had like a wife and a family, so like I was master of my own domain. If I was buying groceries and I looked on a packet and I couldn't pronounce more than two of the things on the packet, I just put it back and bought something else. Right? And that's still the bedrock from which I come. So I do make a lot of stuff because of that. You know, the roses stuff, which by the way is a very it's a flavor I'm really used to because I used to buy it. Are you having a raspberry rock shot?
I think he's waiting for you, Jess.
Let me make the damn drink. Okay, this is a 2-ounce shot, but I'm going to make quarter ounce because I think that's closer to the size that Russell is expecting.
So, I thought that's what we're doing.
Well, it's equal parts, right? So it doesn't matter if it's quarter or half.
I thought we were doing shots. That's why I went and made one.
All right. So there's a half ounce of the lime cordial that I so lovingly made. So lovingly. Takes up 1/3 of the glass ish.
And while you're making that, did your wife come along and say, "What the hell are you doing now?" And you're like, "Nothing."
No.
Nothing.
I think you prefer Grand Marnier, right?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm using Cointreau because I'm really class. Actually, it's because this fits in my liquor cabinet, whereas Grand Marnier, the shape of the bottle, pisses me off.
As long as it's 40%. And it is. It is. I saw it.
Yeah. And I'm not sure which raspberry liqueur you're using.
It doesn't matter. It's 20%, is it?
I'm using Chambon. Because I'm not going to have that fucking sourpuss in my house. Or whatever it's called. Wait, what's it called?
Sourpuss in your ass. So
I said house. I said house, for God's sake.
Oh, house.
Don't make me look bad in front of the viewers, for God's sake.
Okay. Sure. Whatever, man.
Hold on now. Just hold on now. I'm making me a shot. Now, the big difference between this shot and the one that I made earlier, like my test shot, was that one I used a spoon, so it was layered. Because I'm really classy.
You don't have to worry about layering. You don't have to worry about layering.
Yeah, you're shooting it.
You're shooting. Ready? Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, I'll tell you right now that the lime cordial is spectacular. It's a
Okay.
good shot. Like equal parts with these things in this small drink really, really works. If I was to make a beer drink, I might go a little heavier on the I was going to say Grand Marnier, but the Cointreau than I would on the other two things. But I'm not sure.
I think it's a nice mix of sweet and sour in there, and it's not a heavy shot either. It's like you've got a 40%, a 20%, and a 0% alcohol. So it's not like incredibly strong either. You could have a few of those.
Now, did you create this shot? Like, did you just come up with it out of the blue, or what?
Well, not out of the blue. We were looking at shots and we saw something similar, and we said, "Oh, what if we did this and this? Because what if we added instead of this, we did raspberry liqueur, and we put lime cordial because we always have lime cordial in it, and raspberry because raspberry rock made sense. We tried it, so we got the ingredients. We tried it. It was like amazing.
I'm gonna try it one day with limoncello instead of the lime cordial. I don't think it'll be the same, but it might be good. I'm really losing my voice here, guys. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Dennis is ready to take over.
Hey, Russell, I have a question. Why, and this may be a loaded question, but why the name Raspberry Rock?
Why you gotta ask?
Is
those
it
loaded
because of the obvious, or?
Oh my God. Well, it's 500 years ago. There was a Viking.
This is already bullshit. But keep going.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Okay, so when I stood here, what was it, like 6 years ago now, stood on this spot before there was a cabin or anything. There was lots of rock and there was lots of raspberries. And I was looking for a unique name, and I said to my wife, how about Raspberry Rock? 'Cause there's lots of raspberries and lots of rock. And she said, yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, so the obvious.
Yeah, pretty much.
Raspberry and
Russell's so obvious.
Yeah, well, you never know. You never know.
Well, so tell me, Dennis, I mean, what made you ask, and what do you think of the name?
Oh, I think it's a cool name, and if it fits, if it fits the obvious, then it's a good fit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Shawnee says the thought of the shot orange, raspberry, lime confused me, but after making one, it's amazing. My go-to shot from now on. It works so well.
Oh, Shawnee has done them as well.
You've created an alcoholic.
I tell you what, it's a bit of a challenge to find all the ingredients. I know this because Jess has made his own fucking lime cordial, but everybody who has gone to the trouble to find all the ingredients and tried the shot says it's awesome.
Yeah, it's terrific.
I haven't heard anybody say, "Oh, I went to all the trouble going to do this and it sucked." Nope.
Yeah.
So the lime cordial is actually the 0%.
Yeah, because there's no alcohol in it.
Right.
Yeah, there's no alcohol. You find it in the drink mix section next to the margarita mix and the other mixes kind of stuff.
Or you juice 3 big ass limes. You use the skin of 3 big ass limes. You throw in a little citric acid, a whole shift ton of sugar.
You sacrifice the chicken.
You let it cool, then you refrigerate it overnight and strain it. You sacrifice the chicken because that's what Russell wants to talk about.
You chant the mantra. You speak in tongues.
I've been speaking in tongues all night, and it's getting worse by the glass. Okay, so I mean,
I guess French. I meant French. I didn't mean tongues. I meant French. But
oh, sorry. Yes, in the mystical language of French. Language that knows no earthly. I don't even know where I'm going.
Fucked up again.
Tabarnak de colis. Tabarnak de colis. Fortunately for me, YouTube doesn't really know French that well, so they have no idea that I just used one of the worst Quebecois swear words of all time. Such a sad little man I am. Oh, okay. All right. There's a question here for you, Dennis. Why canoe hound? I know the answer to this, but let's go. Let's do it.
It's not the obvious, right?
It's not obvious to people who don't.
We were on a canoe trip one year, and I awoke everybody by waking up in the morning and howling like a wolf. And one of my buddies was a little pissed off at me or peeved off at me, and he goes, "Hey, canoe hound, would you shut the F up?" Something along that lines. And then everybody on the trips continue calling me canoe hound throughout the week, and it's stuck. That's how
I would like to point out that is not even remotely the story I thought you were going to say, because I thought it had to do with you having dogs.
That dog come in after the fact, but no, that's
really
because of the howling by the water. And that's something I picked up by my dad. My dad would get up in the morning and do the old Tarzan yell.
Oh.
He'd wake up everybody in the whole cottage community, right?
Wow, so this is the third time in my life that I've been wrong about something.
Yeah. No.
Big night.
Nope. But now my dog is the hound part, pretty much. So.
Yeah, I totally thought it was due to your pounds, your hounds. For those of you who are wondering why I'm doing something off screen, I'm making another raspberry rock shot.
Attaboy.
Hey, giddy up. Hey, one thing I will say about this weekend that I think about every time I gig, and then I forget about when I go back to my own, my usual sad little life, is that it's hard to, let me put this a different way. When you're standing at a urinal on a crowded night in a Canadian pub, there are two things that are made real clear, especially if there's like a lot of Anglo-Canadians around, because it's a little different when it's all French speakers.
So what's the hard part then?
The part in the urinal. Come on, man. You should know me by now.
Okay.
The whole sort of Canadian cliche about, hey, bud, and all that stuff is absolutely true. The second thing, I will finish this story in a second. Someone's come down the stairs to speak to me, and I can't show her on screen.
You put it on mute.
Second thing is, anybody who had stage fright in the washroom no longer has stage fright.
Don't even get me started about performance anxiety, okay? But the second thing is, like, the whole sort of sausage party in the men's bathroom thing, like, people say the stupidest things that you would think that they don't actually really say. Like, the term sausage party. Hold on a second, guys. No sé qué recuperaré. Oops, I forgot to turn on.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see where this sausage party's going. Oh, here it is.
Well, it's just like there are two things, right? Like, first, like the whole sort of, hey, bud, hey, or, oop, I'm just gonna sneak past you there. Like all those like typical Canadian cliches, they're all so freaking true. But the second thing is, man, you don't want to be in a men's washroom on a St. Patrick's Week night where everyone's getting drunk and stupid, because they're saying all the things that you kind of think we don't say. Oh yes, we really do.
Speaking of music in the bathroom. Okay, go. You want somebody holding your hand while you're.
Hey, did you ever see the Crying Game? That
not.
film?
No.
That film?
No.
Nobody
No,
saw
no.
the Crying Game?
Crying game? No.
The Crying Game? What? Well, in that case, if no one saw it, then I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go there.
Not gonna go there.
I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna do it. I am gonna do this here raspberry rock shot though. Second one of the
Somebody
night.
gonna sleep really good tonight, eh?
Somebody gonna hurt real bad.
Somebody
By
gonna
the time
sleep.
you get him, somebody gonna get a big hurt.
I'm gonna drink my water.
Russell Peters.
Russell fucking Peters.
Yeah. Seen him live and he did that routine, man. It was freaking awesome.
Oh, you saw him live? I was just
Yeah.
gonna show off this here sticker I've got.
Oh, nice.
Huh?
Nice.
In your boat?
Gotta get me one of them. Oh, wait. I got one of those.
I know a guy. Oh, you've already got one.
Oh,
Yeah. Tonight has veered so far off this subject we were supposed to be talking about, but it's okay.
yeah, you know what? You're after 11 o'clock, so you're into overtime now. So
It's all music. Don't worry about it. It's all music.
It's all music of the soul. Yeah. Yeah, we're in overtime, so it's a shootout right to the very end. What does Sensox say? Using your pants zipper versus dropping your pants around the ankles when you've been drinking. Why did I click on that? It's because I can't see it over there. Hey, here's a weird thing. Does anyone out there know if COVID affects your eyesight? Because I have not been able to see properly since. And I'm afraid to go and see an eye doctor for fear that this is all going to come back when I'm doing much better. But like,
you want here? Can I share a screen with you? It's
Yeah,
want to see it
sure.
at the start? You actually you post it only if you want to.
Sure.
I'm just going through Facebook Marketplace here through the free stuff.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get some real disturbing things on here.
Disturbing things? Okay.
I want to hear about the eyesight thing though.
Oh wait, is it flickering on your side? Yeah, hold on.
Sure is. Whoa, what's that? What is that? Two broken.
I don't know why it flickered here. Let's try that again.
All the epileptics in this side chat suddenly are
I know,
flipping out on the floor.
What the hell? Why is it doing that?
I know. Why did I say that? That was just a terrible thing to say.
Oh man, is that going to work for us? Here, let me refresh my screen here. Two broken Barbies, missing parts. Wonder Woman is taken.
Weird. Is that like a Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah. Let's see. Try that again. There you go.
Oh, okay. Agnes, yes, of course I've sung in a public bathroom. Of course. Come on. Look who you're talking to. Two broken Barbies, missing pieces. Wonder Woman is taken? She's missing a leg. What's going on
over here?
What the hell's happening?
This is not the place for that.
This is St. Catharines, Ontario. Nobody go to St. Catharines. And why is Wonder Woman fingering that other poor Barbie? What's going on?
This is not the place for that. Come on, guys.
What? It's Barbie.
No, no appropriate. What the hell was that? Janice?
Hey,
On
man,
eyesight, we were so
they're
exhausted.
free.
I don't want them. It's called getting old. That's not what I wanted to hear, Grace.
Yeah, you were talking about your eyesight before that.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, okay, this is gonna be so boring to most of you. I'm sorry if I'm boring you. We're down to 17 people. We're like a really nice, tight group of friends here.
Yeah.
Since getting COVID, I've had 3 things happen. Let me start that again. Since getting COVID, I've had 3 things happen. 1, I've got this wicked fatigue thing happening. It's getting a little better now, but it's just like when I was getting set for this weekend, well, this last week of the gigging sort of madness, 4 times within 2 weeks, I sat down to practice, like strap on a bass, and immediately fell asleep because fatigue has been just a real weight on me. Because my voice is cracking, I may repeat certain words to make sure that I get them out. Funk. So wicked fatigue. Third, I've got this really fuzzy head happening. I've got this really fuzzy head happening. You know, where I sometimes kind of forget stuff. And the third is my eyesight seems to have gone. Like, looking at the screen, I have to take my glasses off sometimes. But looking at that end of the screen, because it's a 32-inch, I have to put them back on. But like looking here, I have to take them off, and I never had that issue before because these are what do you call that thing when they're like far and then near, but there's no line?
Bifocal.
They're not bifocals because there's no like line. They're progressives.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm old as shift. So my three big things. Yeah. My three big things are like fatigue, fuzzy brain, eyesight. And I wonder if those are because I had the COVID or if I had the COVID and then suddenly got really old. You know what I'm saying?
I'm curious how much of it is psychosomatic. Like if I had COVID and it came out of the other end, of like every morning I woke up bleary and I couldn't see properly. I said, "Oh, it's COVID," whereas that's pretty much how it was before COVID. I just kind of now I'm more aware of it. I'm more focused on things after COVID. Is it possible?
Maybe. I mean, that's why. Like, I mean, I'm going to be 50 in May, right? So maybe it's an age. Maybe it's an age thing. I knew I could get it out if I tried really hard. Hold on a second here.
Well, I'll tell you what. I remember waking up one day and going, "My left eye is blurry. I can't see things the way I used to with my left eye." And it wasn't because I was sick or anything like that. And I went to an eye doctor, and I was like, "Something's wrong with my left eye." And she's like, after a bunch of tests, she said, "Oh, your left eye is like 20/20." I'm like, "What? No.
What?
Are you sure? Because I can see it's blurry." And she's like, "No, but your right eye is so much better that your left eye just seems worse in comparison to your right eye. Your left eye is 20/20. Your right eye is just that much better." I'm like, oh,
interesting.
Really?
Okay. Yeah.
That is crazy.
I was shocked because, and even now, I look at my left eye and go, "It's blurry," but I guess that's 20/20 still. Weird.
Well, it's probably because your brain thinks it. No, I don't know if that makes sense.
My long distance vision is incredible. Everything I see, as far as I can see, is in focus.
Okay. Amazing. Agnes says that age, drinking, and no sleep, and perhaps COVID. I got heart problems from it. Whatever. I'm not going to bore you guys with my medical issues. But back to Canoe Hand, no appropriate.
Apologies, everyone.
Damn it, Dennis! You're ruining my live streams.
Okay, so Mark Campbell, Mark, you actually had all the ingredients for a raspberry rock shot, and you just tried one for the first time.
I like it. And then just unrelated. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to get a prescription change. I want to know.
Hey, yeah. Cheers. That's the first time I see you tonight.
I think it is the first time I see him too, but for some reason I feel like I've been drinking a lot.
Nah.
Well, gentlemen, you know what? I got to turn in.
All right.
Yeah, 5:30
Good night, mister.
Morning till now, and I've been on here already on the computer tonight since 6:30. So,
Dennis, I want to see you finish those munchies. Come on.
I can't even. Man. My cholesterol's through the roof.
Hey,
why you pour that many munchies for yourself? You're like, oh, I'm gonna pour this munchies, but I'm just gonna stare at it because
Dennis,
Yes.
I would like to say one thing about that. By the
Sure.
way, and to everyone who's been watching me since that video I put out, those videos I put out where I was like, my health, my cholesterol is now back to where it has to be
Yep.
through
Nice.
months of really hard work.
nice.
And I will
My
fight to
doctor's
keep
got
it.
me on these pills I take every night before I go to bed to get it down. So
Yeah, I take pills for blood pressure. But yeah, it was nice to see you, Dennis. I'm dying to see you in real life, though.
maybe it'll happen this summer. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see
Yeah.
what happens.
Dennis, if Jess ever gets here at my property,
Yeah.
Dennis, you can come.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool to do meet in the middle type of thing, eh?
Oh, that would be
Dennis,
so damn cool.
Yeah.
I think I've told you this before, Dennis. We don't need Jess to come here. If you ever want to come up here, Dennis, you're more than welcome.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I might reach out to you in April for that because my wife's got to go to Ottawa for a weekend to help my cousin with some wedding stuff.
What weekend is that?
Maybe I should go up and they can drop me off on the way.
April is a great time to be here. It's one of my favorite months, actually. After September and October, April is my favorite month because there's no bugs, there's no underbrush, the hiking is incredible.
Do you do a lot of hiking around your place, Russell?
Sorry, what was that?
Let me try again. Do you do a lot of hiking around your place, Russell?
No, how do you spell that? Hiking?
Hiking.
Anyhow, we'll catch you guys later.
All right.
Good seeing everybody
Dennis.
in the chat
Nice
tonight.
to see you.
And have a good one.
I need
Good
one
night,
of those
Dennis.
hats, by the way.
Huh?
I need one of those hats, by the way. Those Novacraft hats. Where'd
Watch
you
my
get that?
show in 2 weeks, my 100th episode, and we're giving away all kinds of cool swag, dude.
It sucks to be me. I watched your show the morning after.
Yeah. Oh, the draw will be over the week, so
Okay.
check it out. Okay. Night all.
Bye.
Good night, brother. Yeah, it'd be fun to have Dennis here. Yeah, April is one of the best times of year to be here because it's just so awesome around here.
So shall I do the damage we've done to this bottle so far? Just for old time's sake?
Jess, I've totally got a voodoo doll of you here, and I'm gonna poke it with my voodoo whiskey bottle.
Tonight I went from there, up there, down to there. So I may as well just bottle it down.
Yeah, it's gonna go bad otherwise.
The problem is it's 60% ABV. So it's not like I'm just pounding back the beer.
Yeah, you know what? You're gonna sleep really well tonight. You probably need it.
I'm gonna sleep like the dead.
Oh my god, have I told you about my sleep test?
I saw you had like a sleep test, but I didn't.
I don't
By the
know
way,
what-
to any of you who like it's after 11, so anyone who's still here, all bets are off. We may talk about anything. And my voice is just getting worse. So if you're still here, I fucking love you.
for all the people that are still here, why? Why? What are you doing?
Yeah.
I wonder how many people are here. Like, oh, I was just here for Dennis, and now he's gone. Or like,
I love it. I love what Agnes said. So who is Agnes? Because you were saying that Agnes is your favorite. I mean, who is April? Sorry. And then everything jumped to the bottom. Yeah. Oh man, this is so past 11.
hold on. Let's put this up here. Yeah, David. Sure, David and Pam. Yeah, you want to come in April? Absolutely.
Oh man, everyone is going to see Russell except me. I've got to go.
And you want to like camp or just visit for the day?
I want to camp. I want to set up either my tent or my
Just
hammock.
I need you to come here for like at the very least 4 days, including travel time. Including travel time.
Oh yeah,
so
including
drive
travel time.
here, explore, camp a couple of nights.
Yeah, because we worked it out, and I'm like a 5-hour drive from you or a 7-hour drive.
I think it was 7 hour drive, but
7.
at least 4 days. If you can get a week,
So you know what I need in order to go to drive all the way to your place? Then I need
because we're gonna need a full 2 days to watch Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I am so dying to see that again.
And I will totally.
We got a shot. Like we got a shot. We got to we got to shoot. Hey, check this out. In English, a shooting is kind of a negative event, correct? A shooting, negative, right?
Shooting. Yeah.
Somebody dies or somebody is injured.
So
In
people I don't like.
French, un shooting is a photo shoot.
Oh, it's so close. It's very close.
I spent 10 years at a fashion magazine, and it took me a full freaking year to figure that out. I was like, on va avoir un shooting. I'm like, what? It took me a year to realize that her shooting was a fashion photo shoot. I was like, holy crap, am I ever relieved?
So when they came out with guns and like a shooting,
Like, what the hell's going on?
You're like, oh, a photo shoot. Oh, well,
oh my god, where's the cops?
Can you at least put away the guns?
Excuse me. Hold on. I'm trying to find my cursor.
Okay, this is David. David,
you got to be on your second drink by now, at least.
We're gonna get in Discord later and teach you how to shotgun a beer again,
or teach you how to. No, anyway, Jess, you can overnight at my place on the way to Russell's. David Evans. I might.
No.
Oh man, if I could ever get like a full week away, I'd go. Like I would drive the slow route. Stop off at David's.
I think it would be wonderful to stop by at David's, but don't do an overnight. Just stop there for a couple hours and then come here. Not that like David and Pam's is a beautiful spot right on a lake. It's wonderful. But I'm gonna be a little selfish here, and selfish or stroking my own peanuts and say you want to spend as much time here as possible.
Fair enough. Agnes says, by the way, Agnes, in the province where I live, your name is Agnès. Because in French, the GN is Nya. Agnès. I used to work for a woman named Agnès. And she used to, it was really weird. I worked for her at a fashion magazine. And when the fashion magazine imploded, she worked at more of a recipes kind of thing. Recipes homewares. It's a local Quebec, whatever a vedette is, like a star. He had like a magazine that was homewares, kitchenwares, blah blah blah. Anyway, so I worked with this woman Agnès, and I had this weird concept of Agnès because I worked with her first at a fashion magazine, and then I worked with her at a home decor magazine, and then I worked with her at a more of like a recipes thing. And what I never realized was that this very, very stylish Agnès was a dedicated hunter, and she told me all the best places to go for like white-tailed deer. Like there's this island here where there's an island in Quebec where it's called I don't remember anything because I'm drunk as shift, but like we had this whole like hunting conversation. And so whenever I see your name, I think of her. So Agnes, to me, you will always be Agnès. Cliff says that the words work both ways here in the USA, but I'm not sure what he's talking about. Do it, David. Does on the wagon mean sober? Yes, it does, but in a more alcoholic versus clean living way. Oh, David's been on the wagon for a few weeks.
Yeah, so we'll get him off the wagon. Don't worry.
If he's talking about on the wagon, I don't want to get him off the wagon.
No. It's okay.
I'm just hoping. Whoops. It's not the one I wanted to open. And yes, said Rachel's getting bored. I'm not. Let me clarify. Shooting means both down here as well.
Both.
What is both? Yeah, I said both, right?
That doesn't really clarify anything.
Not really. Okay. Thank the gods. I thought I was just too drunk to see what he was talking about. It is possible that I need to drink some tea to get my voice back.
Or more scotch.
That tea has gone totally cold. This live stream has gone off the rails.
I'm not a tea drinker, but my imagination says that cold tea sucks.
Cold tea kind of does. Cold coffee sucks worse, but cold tea kind of sucks.
And yet you go to the southern states and ask for a tea, you're getting a nice tea, aren't you?
You're getting a sweet tea.
Sweet iced tea.
Yeah.
Oh,
And yes.
Cliff wants to join us.
Let him in. At this point, who the hell cares? It's after 11, like by a lot.
I don't.
What? Cliff, come on. You don't have to explain nothing to us. We know everything. We've had some booze. Holy crap, Ted, you're still up? You're still up? It's like...
I thought you left like hours ago.
So did I. I mean, the time shift is crazy.
Yeah.
David Evans is going to bed. Good night, everybody, he says. Good night, mister.
No, David, you can't go to bed yet.
And yes, has said, it's been fun. Iced tea is good too when it's not hot, when it's hot outside. Yeah, and that's okay. So Outdoor Dauber, who's not here tonight, and I spend all of the warm half of the year, which granted in Canada is a little shorter than down where he lives, but not by much, sending each other pictures of ourselves making sun tea, which is when you put you fill a mason jar with some water, and then you throw in a few tea bags, and then you close it, put it in the sun all day essentially, and then you've got this stunning iced tea, which you kind of have to add some sugar to if you like it to be sweet tea, but otherwise you're okay. I don't believe there are 17 of you still watching this crap. I'm just looking at that. What was that, Russell? I'm just looking at the side chat. Wagons are for training. Sandsock says, listening to one speak French is so much easier than hearing someone speak Southern. You have to get them to spell it out to understand what they're saying. You know what's funny about that? Because we're way off topic anyway. I was at a comedy show one night, and I don't know, but the guy was talking to someone in the audience, and he was like, "Oh, you're American, or you're Southern American, or whatever." And the guy said, "I'm from, I think it was Virginia or whatever, but I'm bilingual. I speak Arkansas too." And I thought that was the coolest line of the night. And it wasn't even from the comedian. It was from someone in the audience. The comedian went on to roast this guy to hell, but it was a really cool, whatever's right next to Arkansas. He said, "Yeah, I'm from blah, 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 but I'm bilingual. I speak Arkansas as well." I thought that was a great line. Shooting is fine. Being shot may ruin your day. I think I may have missed something here. Been fun. I see it's good too. When it's hot as yeah, I said that. Good night, Agnes. It's been fun. I guess that means Agnes is out.
Agnes. Good night, Agnes.
Good night. But SV is home. All right. It's funny how. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Raven. A lot of the time, he'll clock in like, "Okay, I'm driving home, so I'll be listening, but I'm not commenting." Fine. It's always nice to see his name pop up in the side chat. Tenenbaum got his second wind. What time is it where you are? It's got to be like 5 in the morning at this point. In which case, holy crap, dude. You had me as a captive audience. I was driving and couldn't change it. I love that comment. Good friend Cliff means good night. Cliff, is Cliff out? I didn't see that. Oh no. Okay. Cliff is saying hi to Tenenbaum, and Tenenbaum is saying good evening.
That's the best ever.
Yeah. This is awesome. It's like I couldn't change. I wanted to so bad.
Oh, my virgin ears.
Oh my god. Whoops. What? No, I'm going to click on this, Holmes. It's an hour earlier this week because we haven't moved our clocks yet. You haven't moved your clocks yet? Really interesting. I didn't know that you changed your...
We'll do that.
Let me start that sentence again. I did not know that you did not change your clocks at the same time as us. Interesting. You Scandinavians are so bizarre and strange. Hey, here's a question for you. I got me a question. Greenland, Scandinavia, or North America? Moving right along. How much is left in the bottle? I'm going to go out on a limb as Ace talking to me. Oh, crap. I'm in trouble because it's like that much. So, Happy in the Potting Shed. Excuse me. I said it's a Dalmore. It's a 10-year. And it's 60% ABV. Which, what the hell would that be in proof? 120? Proof is the world's worst way of counting alcohol by volume.
I can't help but think we've had this conversation before.
I think we have. Why are we still live streaming? Tenenbaum says Greenland is not in Scandinavia. It is Danish, though. Yes, I think. And okay, thank you for saying that, because I was today thinking about how Greenland makes Denmark a half Scandinavian, half North American country. And this is so boring for like 98% of you. So we won't go any further along that line. But Tenenbaum, we can talk later. USA is considering freezing the clock from changing. I know. And in fact, I do believe, Russell will probably correct me on this, that Ontario passed a law matching that, but on the condition that that Quebec and whatever the states along the Ontario border did the same to eliminate the time change.
Your assumption, your policy assumption is flawed in that you assume I know what the hell you're talking about.
In that case, what I said was gospel truth. I do not believe I bottled down a Scotch Malt Whiskey Society bottle on a live stream. I feel like I've wasted the bottle. Grace Martin. Holy crap. Grace is still with us. Sandsock. My grandma used to say electrical cord instead of cord. Electrical cord. Sharon says, no, Sharon didn't say. Sharon says, if US does, Canada will follow. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like Ontario already passed. Ontario already passed a law about this, depending on Quebec and the states. And I figure if Ontario and the states have done it, the states will probably do it. I think Quebec will probably follow suit because Quebec loves being different from the rest of Canada, but not enough to be different from the states. Quebec also powers the eastern seaboard, the northeastern seaboard of the United States, like Hydro-Quebec does. There's got to be some reason for, there's got to be some impetus to match, excuse me, to match that. I mean, I'm just trying to catch up with you guys in the side chat. I want to show your messages as much as possible. Like sometimes I'll like throw something up and then take it down, but I figure that you guys have seen it. Cliff says, we don't need daylight savings anymore. It's completely outdated. China, Japan, India, and most countries near the equator don't fall back or jump ahead, but there's a reason for that. And yes, they're at the equator. So the change between daylight savings and blah, 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 whatever the other thing is called, is less important down near the equator. But China's a big country, so that surprises me. Oh, okay. Cliff is laughing about my pouring of the last few drops. The liver is done. It sure is, because holy crap. You got 2 drops out of there. I got at least 4. Come on, man. Don't shortchange me. Kepel off grid. Man, thank you for lasting this long. You know what you fine fellas need? Night isn't done till you've done a shotgun. I'll even join you. I don't have any canned beer to do a shotgun with. Just a bill here. I know. It's past one house. It has to pass the other. Well, I think it will. I hope it will. I think that we need to get rid of this stuff. It's funny because I'm not one who thinks that Can I start that sentence again? Of course I can. It's my own live stream. Take 2. What I meant to say was, the historicity of the whole time change thing, I love, because I like that sort of old-fashioned stuff. But I do feel that in today's world where we spend so much of our time indoors anyway, and I don't live on a farm, do you? That the time change. Here's the thing. I think the time change doesn't have to happen. I would rather we stayed on the whatever's the one that's not daylight savings. But at the end of the day, for me with this kind of thing, it always falls down to find a system and I'll live with it.
The daylight regular prices is what we're looking for.
Exactly. That's the one I'm looking for.
I kind of get it's the same when people said, let's move to a 24-hour day, and then just kind of, it was a weird thing. But here's the thing, like kids need to go to school in the light, and they need to come home in the light. It's light out. They go to school in the dark. They can't come home in the dark. That's
fair enough. I want to say one thing, and then I'll be right back. The one thing I want to say is I live in a 24-hour clock because I live in French Canada. So right now it's not like 11:50. It's 23:50. 23. Holy crap! It's 23:50. And the second thing I want to say, I completely forgot, but I'll be right back. What the hell was I going to say? I don't remember. I'll be right back.
Is Sam still around? Sam, you're still around, brother? I have to be entertaining while Jess isn't here. Totally looking forward to Jess's new video. I don't know what it's gonna be. Totally looking forward to Jess coming to my property. 180 acres of pristine wilderness where you can pitch a tent anywhere and do lots of great videos. And Dennis Canoehound, maybe he'll come at the same time. And David and Pam Evans are coming here sometime in April, I guess. So we're talking the winter above a certain point. Yeah, that's a good point. For countries that are directly over the equator, and I've looked at this. You can look it up anytime. It's like sunrise 6 a.m., sunset 6 p.m. It's very close to that all year round, right? Countries way above the equator or way below the equator, they got to deal with it. It's different. Just to see man about hers. Yeah, Russell, you getting new dock plants this season? Cliff, no, I'm not going to do dock plants. We're going to have a floating garden, I think. And shit. Oh, that's a plan. Yeah. Then, folks, good night, Sandsock. 100% sober, but work in the morning. Yeah, no, I get it. It's Tuesday and shit, right? I came off a really brutal night doing one of those sleep tests where there's like 27 electrodes, and most of them were around my head with goop, like weird goop and shit. And then they did the thing which usually is oxygen under the nose, but it wasn't oxygen. It was just like probe sticking up your nose and going over your ears and stitch up at your neck. And then another band on your chest, another band on your stomach. And they're like, try and sleep normally. And my nose was stuffed up. I think it was the air in the place. My nose was stuffed up. And these things were like plugging my nose. Oh, God, it was the worst night's sleep ever. Anyway, Jess, what are you chewing on? Turn your mic up.
Cheese.
Cheese string.
Cheese strings. Which around here are not called cheese strings. They're called ficello. But I was really hungry. I do not believe that people are still listening to us. You guys are amazing.
We're closing this down like really soon. Like right now.
What time is it? Christ,
it's almost midnight.
So should we shut? Wow. Should we shut her down at midnight? Exactly on the nose?
Nope. We should shut her down right now, and we're gonna chat on Discord for a bit.
Are we? All right. Okay.
Yep.
So in that case, 1 second.
What's that? Water?
Tea's a good drink.
Tea?
Tea's a good drink.
Cold tea.
Oh, it's cold. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us this bloody long to the 16 of you who are left. All of you are highly treasured by me. Between now and next week, please, for land's sakes, be sane, be safe, be healthy, and be kind to one another. Good night, everyone.
Soup.
Bye.